Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. We have the 30K live stream special, of course, with the 30,000 subscriber goal being hit today, one day before the NBA trade deadline. You guys absolutely killed it in that first stream. So again, like I promised earlier today, I'm back for stream number 2 of the day. So welcome everyone back in here. Let's get some hype for Texas sports as well. Let's get some W's in the chat early for Texas sports here. As you guys can tell, my voice is kind of going through it a little bit, but we are chilling. Couch in here says he already smashed that like button. You guys know what to do. Hit that like button on your way in. Welcome everyone into the stream today for the second time. Fred the Jig, welcome back. Breaking news, Utility Sports is live. Thanks, Hen City, for being back in here. Hailstone says, let's go Cavs. Excited to see if they can slow down Cade Cunningham. We've got games tonight, and specifically the one I've got on right here to the side of me that I'm looking at quite a bit is going to be De'Aaron Fox in his debut with the San Antonio Spurs. I am quite excited for that. Appreciate you guys all a ton. Benny Moon says, this MF for don't sleep. No, I don't. Benny, welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you in here. And we back, just like King of the fourth quarter, right? Black Starsy says, I'm depressed, man. I woke up and KD's not a warrior. We're going to tank. We'll see what happens. Hold out. You know, you never know. Jimmy Butler could still be a possibility, so don't rule out. WS here says KD to the Rockets. Mimicking here says, protect utility. We're trying here. Lofo says, waking up in 5 hours, but we locked the F in. Appreciate you, Lofo. W here from Leicester. Appreciate you guys. Again, kind of looking for a laid-back stream. Not sure if we're going to get actual huge news during the games tonight, but it's the 30K subscriber special. So I had to go live here to obviously enjoy today with you guys. The first stream of the day was a huge success in a ton of different ways. Obviously, we had a lot of different trades. Kane, we got early birthday wishes here. It's going to be Kane's birthday tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Super excited for you, Kane. Donald's throwing in some W's. Here, JK Memes is saying everyone to throw in, donate $3, everyone. Appreciate you, JK. You know, if you guys are willing and able to donate, obviously it goes a long way in supporting the channel, but no pressure from me at all. Active Sports here says, what's the word on the Clippers? I think the biggest thing for them is if they decide to use Terrence Mann's contract or not. Zach says, what's up, Sheldon, Mr. 30K? Yes, 30K subscribers today, Zach. Glad to have you guys in here. Did want to pull up as well the draft pick tracker here too. If there's any team you guys want to look at, just let me know. We can pull them up and we can, even if I don't commentate on it too much, you guys can take a look at the sheet. Again, I'm going to try and figure out a way to make this viewable for everyone tomorrow on your own. But that'll be something I have to figure out off stream. I went and ate some food after getting off the first stream, after recording the Jonas Valanciunas trade. So the Valanciunas trade obviously became a deal that happened. Don't know exactly which second-round picks the Kings gave up quite yet, but possibly could be some of these 2028s if possible, or some of these other ones. So does anyone have the exact news on that? If you guys take me in it, we could update this right now if you know exactly which pick it is, but or which picks, excuse me, they are. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Black Starsy says, I think I'd rather keep Wiggins than Jimmy Rental. I mean, if you guys are willing to pay Jimmy, he'll probably stay. Mark Wells says, congrats on 30K. Also, Jonas and Sabonis will be fun. Look at that, Jonas and Sabonis. We went from Fox and the Ox to Jonas and Sabonis. Oh, what the NBA trade deadline can change. Joseph here says, Hornets down 7 regular playing players tonight against the Bucks. There's a lot of guys out tonight, right before the NBA trade deadline, which is not surprising. Sometimes that tends to happen here. Wake Up says, everyone hit that like. John says, you're a soldier. Let's go over to the Bulls for Tom here. So, Tom, appreciate you. Thanks for being in here. Let's go up to the Bulls and see what they have to work with. Now, they kind of reset their pick table. As you can tell, there's not much owed out. In fact, nothing owed out. And they have pretty much all of their own picks. Now, they don't have their own 2026 or 2027 seconds, but they do have Lonzo Ball to trade. So I think with the other deals that they make, if they get a first or maybe a few seconds for Vucevic, and if they get a second or two for Lonzo, they could really reset their entire pick table here for the most part. They have this extra Kings second rounder now in 2028. They have this Trailblazers lottery protected first over the next few drafts too. So They're kind of set up here pretty well. I think all things considered, the Bulls have reset their table pretty well for themselves. So, Eric says, with me, my Hornets keep losing and the Wizards to keep on winning. Well, we'll see. Maybe Khris Middleton can bring a win or two moving forward. The Hornets obviously owe out this top 14 protected pick. They'll keep it. So because of that, I don't have their second round picks in here in 26 and 27 because that's ultimately what they're going to owe out the door. Lucas says, I think Durant to the Heat, definitely a real possibility there. Welcome everyone to the stream, by the way. Glad to have you guys all in here. Norin, thanks for hopping in as well. I appreciate you guys a ton. Jay here says, what about Steven Adams for Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, and second round pick? So the salaries don't work there. They're going to need a bigger, more significant salary. Someone like Gabe Vincent would have to be included in any trade for Steven Adams, for example. Carl here says, yo, get some sleep first. We're going to go live for just maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. I know I said 2 hours earlier, but I'm in between that or an hour and a half, depending on, one, how the stream's going, but also I'm planning on recording a video yet tonight too. So I hope you guys are looking forward to all of that. Tomorrow's going to be a big deal, so I don't want to overstrain my voice too much today. Of course, I've already been talking for over 8 hours, and now I'm at a point where we're going to be losing some sleep too with how early I'm planning on getting up tomorrow to get ready. So Steven here says, Bobby Marks, sources tell ESPN the Kings are sending a 2028 Denver second. Okay, so let's go over to the Kings here. 2028 Denver second. Okay, yep, top 33 protected. Okay, let me copy this. So this is very notably, this pick was one that they got in the deal with the De'Aaron Fox trade. So let's go down to Washington. That's 2028 second round pick. So we're going to drop that off right here. There we go. Nuggets top 33 protected and their own second in 2029. So let's go back up to the Kings. Make sure we get this all correct. Thank you for updating that for me. You guys are a huge help, of course. So updating the spreadsheet as we go, obviously, that's the easy part now. Like now that the spreadsheet's been made, updating it as we get information is not too bad, which is the entire point for the trade deadline. So hopefully the spreadsheet has been working pretty well for everybody. Tariq Billings says, did I miss any trades right now? No, nothing has happened just now. We are, of course, live for kind of the celebration stream of hitting 30,000 subscribers today. You guys have been awesome. So I've committed to going live one more time today for you. And just having a good time with you guys. I'm going to have the Spurs game on here. I'm going to be trying to watch that too. So Ben here wants to know about what this situation was about. It's about Arsenal soccer team, I guess. JJ here saying W Sheldon, W chat. You guys are the big W here for me, in my opinion. So make sure you guys leave some W chats in there too, because you guys are an absolute beast. Old Dirty here saying, I'm an animal, hopefully in a good way. I think that's what he's saying here. He's been in the chat, so I'm sure it is. Appreciate you guys. Point40, who's been watching the channel for a while, saying thoughts on reports on KD to the Mavericks. It would be irresponsible long term. It would be very, very scary for Dallas in the distant future and semi-near future. But they'd be really damn good right now if they got him, though, too. So here we have someone saying, so Evan Sidery, I just would say be careful about your sources with him because the sourcing is not typically very good. My thoughts are right now we're not going to have a trade probably during the games tonight between 7 p.m. Eastern time and 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. There probably won't be a trade, but I guess you never know. Zach, yeah, there you go, Zach. Mike Woodson type vibes here. D Brookie says Durant to the Lakers, Jimmy to the Suns. Heat get Lakers first round pick. Rui Vincent 2 seconds. Wishful thinking. It is wishful thinking, but it would be fun. Jay and Bear Gorilla, thank you both for tuning in over on Twitch. What about Steven Adams to the Lakers? Again, it would be something around Gabe Vincent's contract. Bear Gorilla says love seeing Wizards staying to gather picks. I think the Wizards have been very, very smart again this year. Joel Morgan here says, what sort of trades do you expect the Blazers to make? Winners out of 9 of their last 10. They have been playing really good basketball, which this might actually disrupt what their plans were. at the deadline, which would, I think, to be hopefully sell your veterans. I still hope they go that way, but they might not, given how hot they've been playing. So, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I would have expected, some type of Anthony Simons trade, maybe, hopefully a DeAndre Ayton trade. But now I think that they might just keep rolling, which is kind of good because you want your team to be competitive, especially for young development of your young players. But I don't know. You also don't want the current iteration of this team to get in the way of the long-term planning of the team either. So, double here with the Trae Young sweet profile picture. Says, any news on Brandon Ingram to the Hawks? Congrats on 30K. First of all, thank you, Double. Appreciate you a ton. And then when it comes to any news on BI to the Hawks, nothing yet. It sounds like it really does come down to either the Raptors or the Atlanta Hawks at this point in time, though, which is not the most surprising information. Braden here says, Giannis was supposed to play, but he was just ruled out all of a sudden. Is that actually true? Is that actually true? Let me look up Giannis here and see if Giannis is ruled out. Yep, Giannis late scratch. Okay, Giannis is out. Wow. Okay. Giannis is scratched tonight. Not sure that's going to be too big of a deal. They wouldn't have made the Kuzma trade the way that they did if they weren't planning on keeping Giannis. Giannis isn't going to get dealt. I just would be shocked. If Giannis gets dealt, the world's going to burn down. Retro King here says Durant to Dallas. That would be obviously really, really crazy. Kirk here, who's been watching the streams for a long time, says my Blazers are quiet. Lakers going after our bigs. I think Robert Williams to LA makes a ton of sense. Really a ton of sense. Mel says, Sheldon, you are a basketball savage, my man. I appreciate you guys. You guys are all awesome for being in here, too. You think someone will get traded mid-game like Harrison Barnes? No, I do not think that's going to happen. I don't think the NBA liked the look that gave. Giannis isn't going anywhere, Lazarus. I completely agree. Tycoon here says Jimmy Butler could be going to the Atlanta Hawks. I don't see that really either from a financial perspective. The starting lineup tonight for San Antonio, they have Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, both starting. So their two point guards in a way are both starting, which is interesting. We'll see how much time both of them spend with the ball in their hands. I am planning on recording a video tonight on De'Aaron Fox. So what I hope is all of you here in the chat right now will watch that when that comes out later tonight. Again, we're kind of doing a little bit of a watch together here at the beginning. They're facing the Atlanta Hawks, so De'Aaron Fox's first game might have Dyson Daniels guarding him, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm not sure exactly why Giannis was a late scratch, but nonetheless, he is out. So again, reminder, make sure to keep tagging me and stuff. If something on Twitter happens, we'll be watching for it. I'm going to get Twitter up over on the other screen so you guys know one that I'm watching for it. But De'Aaron Fox about to check in for the first time in his San Antonio Spurs debut. Tip-offs here starting in about a minute, which I'm really excited for. I hope you guys are as well. Comment your favorite team right now down below as well. Comment your fave team. Let me know who you are a fan of. I want to hear who you're cheering for this year. We'll be watching for all of that, obviously. Really do appreciate you guys a ton. You've been absolutely awesome. Aaron Beasley here says, congratulations on 30K. You're on your way to 30 million. Just wanted to show some love. Appreciate your channel. God bless you. Keep up the good content. Appreciate you a ton, Aaron. Thanks for hopping in the stream tonight. And thanks for the positive wishes, too, on the channel. I really do appreciate that. Alex here says he's a Philly fan. Houston here for JK memes. Blazers from Tambo. First play here for the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby gets it in the corner. De'Aaron Fox has yet to touch the rock, now has the ball. De'Aaron Fox's first touch is a jump shot, pull-up jump shot going to his left. He misses it, but it looked like a good possession. He got a good look. So love seeing all the different fans we got in here. Hawks, we got some Mavs fans, of course, which I appreciate. De'Aaron Fox gets his first assist on a dump-off pass to Devin Vassell for a dunk, which was pretty nice. So Hornets, North Carolina kid here from Joseph. Sweet. King here says the Celtics. Knicks fan here, Bleezy, Rockets, Bucks, Spurs, Bucks. A lot of Bucks fans, which I love to see. And De'Aaron Fox bringing the ball back up the court now. So mentioned a good center in free agency for the Lakers. I think the possibilities of it being either Eddie Tavares, who played with Luka in Real Madrid when Luka was still a NBA draft prospect, or the other player that makes a lot of sense could be Montrezl Harrell in an NBA return. He's playing in the NBL right now. So those are two guys that I think make a lot of sense. Steven here says hopefully Vucevic gets traded after the game tonight. We'll see what happens. Of course, we still have 2 tomorrow, though. Again, one of the big things here is that I will be live pretty much all day tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is going to be the big day. Of course, Trae Young comes off of a ball screen from Dyson Daniels. Now has Chris Paul working on him. Interesting defensive possession from De'Aaron Fox. Not one that I loved, to be honest, but it's all right. Clutch here says he's a Rip City fan. That's super sweet. Love having some Blazers fans in here. I think the Spurs are trying to figure out the 2-man game right now with Fox. Fox gets another assist here. Chad says he loves his team's position with all the draft capital. Anthony here says congratulations. Love the channel and your hustle. Appreciate you, Anthony. Working hard, obviously, and just trying to make sure I'm bringing good content to you guys for the trade deadline. Here, I'm hoping tomorrow is an absolutely insane day. After this live stream is done, I'm going to get that stream set up. Make sure you guys hit that notification reminder on it so that you get up-to-date updates on when I go live and everything like that when I'm nearing going live. Mamao says, what are the latest trades in the last 4 hours? The most recent one is Jonas Valanciunas to the Sacramento Kings for 2 second-round picks and Sidy Cissoko, who is on a rookie contract, so super cheap. He fits into the non-taxpayer mid-level exception. Really do appreciate you guys again. Spurs right now are up by 1 on the Hawks through the first 3 minutes of the game. Interesting beginning for De'Aaron Fox's San Antonio career. Wembanyama is a lot of fun, man. Fox has not had a good defensive debut here so far, in my opinion. But we'll give him time. He's adjusting to a new city, new team, all that kind of stuff. I mean, here's the thing about Montrezl Harrell. Like, we're talking about guys who are gonna rebound, box out. Like, Montrezl Harrell played small ball center for the Clippers for a long time. Like, Knox here says Sheldon's like an ER doctor doing hours of triage on NBA teams. Well done, sir. Thanks, Knox, for that. That's pretty funny. LeBron to the Spurs says dirty clips. Probably not going to happen, but that would be insane. Nelson says Golden State Warriors fan. Here we have Braden asking a good question about Ben Simmons. Will he be bought out? I think so. Goey here says NBL is in the last round before the playoffs. Trez was on Aussie TV yesterday doing an interview. Yep, so that's kind of my point here is, like, after the deadline, you think about whose season's ending soon potentially, and it could be Montrezl Harrell. So he might be the guy that realistically makes sense here as a return to the NBA. So, he's had a good NBL season. He really has. So, D-Bookie Killa here says Lakers and Hawks over here. Love to see that. The bookie, glad to have you in the stream as well. Fox is wearing number 4. Lazarus says trades that should happen but won't because GMs are clueless. Magic, Kobe White. Thunder, any good scorer. Golden State Warriors, Jimmy Butler. Cavs, Cam Johnson. All of those I think would be pretty good long-term outcomes. So Joseph here says Bucks going to make any more moves. Portis Connaughton for some defense. Yeah, I think that's a real possibility. Possibly another ball handling point guard. We'll have to see what happens. I think you could get maybe both. If you get Lonzo Ball, you could address both of these things. Clutch here says, appreciate your content, brother. Been watching for over a year and a half, I think. Let's get to 50K subs next. We're shooting for it. Hopefully tomorrow brings a good number of new viewers to the channel as well. Obviously, the days of the trade deadline are typically some of the most crazy, most wild, most busy. People are looking for content, and I think tomorrow will hopefully be a huge day. So let's hope for 5,000 plus people watching live tomorrow. That would be super sweet, and definitely something that would be incredible. League Bound says, I understand what the Wizards are doing, trying to get young players and see what sticks. However, I think Jordan Poole and Kuzma should be the only players gone for the Wizards. I mean, Jordan Poole is probably not going to get traded. I don't think that contract's really movable at this point in time. Zach here says, I'm a fan of the hottest team in basketball. Ignore last night. Love to see that. JK says Harold played for the Rockets as well. Yep, he did. And spent time with the Lakers. So, he knows Rob Pelinka. I don't want to rule that out. Dirty Clip says LeBron to the Spurs. Just probably not going to happen. Chad says, Mark, maybe we clear more cap space by moving Clarkson, Collins, or Sexton. Definitely could be a possibility here. Yvonne here says, what do you think about a KD trade with Miami for Butler and Jovic? And in the same trade, because of the second apron, Suns give O'Neal for Ware, Jovic, and Hawkes Jr. I just don't think Phoenix is going to be able to make that deal, honestly. I just don't think the overall situation here for Phoenix, I just don't know why Miami would do that. You're kind of giving up all your depth and giving up a lot of your pieces for 36-year-old Kevin Durant. I think, if anything, if Miami can navigate a trade with Butler to Golden State and try and get back Wiggins and a young player or something, that will be better for the Heat future, honestly. So Frederick says, congrats for 30K subscribers. If you are Pelinka, who you buy for Lakers power forward after Braun retired? I mean, it depends really right now. First of all, Frederick, thank you. But secondly, it depends on what they do this year. Like, are they able to go out and get Nick Claxton? It's hard to plan for who they're going to need after Braun retires if we don't know who they're going to have in a week, or we don't know who they're going to have tomorrow. So, Justin here, thank you for the 5. He says, you think Zion gets traded? I'd love for my Hornets to take a swing at it. Well, first of all, Chad, I want to see some Justins flying in today. First donation of the stream here, this second stream today. So shout out to Justin for that. And I ultimately do not think Zion will get traded now at this point. But I do think he would be a tremendous buy option for a team like Charlotte or Golden State or one of these teams looking to add talent for less than maybe the talent is worth. And I think Charlotte would be an interesting option for him in terms of the rim volume next to LaMelo Ball. De'Aaron Fox, pull up 3, splash. De'Aaron Fox has looked good offensively. Not so much defensively, honestly. De'Aaron Fox has not looked great defensively. De'Aaron Fox has looked good offensively so far in his Spurs debut. Defense, not so much, honestly. The defense has been kind of rough. His screen navigation still has some room to grow for sure. So we'll see how this goes. Are the Blazers good? I mean, they've been playing good, Yoni. They've been playing quite good. Desmond here is like, yes, the Blazers are good. They've been winning. Paranormal says, hey, you're back. What's going on? Anything new or with Lakers or just in general? Not really anything new. We're just kind of hanging out. We got 800 awesome people here watching live in the first 23 minutes. You guys are all fantastic and just hanging out with me. I've got the Spurs game on here, so I'll kind of talking about what I'm seeing in that. I'm going to record a video on that tonight. That video will come out tonight as well. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content overall. Again, it's been a really jam-packed, crazy couple of days here, the last 3 or 4 days, 5 days, even if you go back to the Luka Doncic trade, has just been insane. So I hope you guys are all stoked and excited for tomorrow. I know I am. Tomorrow is going to be an awesome day. What is going to be in that tomorrow is, of course, a full day live stream, just like you saw earlier today. And then also my trade deadline winners and losers will come out in that. Obviously, that will be pretty responsive immediately to the trade deadline passing. So I'll probably stream, get a little bit past the trade deadline, and then we'll go live again. But really excited. Bubs, appreciate you being in here. Let's throw some W's in the chat for Bubs. Appreciate you, my man. Says, does Lonzo and Jalen Smith for Julius and Detroit picks? Detroit's pick makes sense. Do you have any better ideas to get Randall off my team? It's either that or you could do like 4 second rounders. So Julius and like 3 or 4 second rounders for that kind of same package. And I don't think that's a bad idea. The Detroit pick isn't the worst idea either, honestly. Minnesota's bench would be really good if they make that kind of move. Now, Like right now, I would say there's about a 5% chance. No one on Atlanta, by the way, can create a shot outside of Tre Young. Nobody. But especially with Jalen Johnson out. But again, I think they should try and make a team plan for when they have Jalen Johnson next year. Good extra swing by De'Aaron Fox. Chris Paul 3. De'Aaron Fox, I think, has like 3 or 4 assists already. He's had a really good start to his Spurs debut offensively in like the first 6 minutes. So he's looked quite good offensively in San Antonio, which is kind of what I anticipated. Obviously, he's a star offensively. So, but yeah, Lonzo and Jalen Smith would be awesome for Randall and Detroit's pick. I think that's a pretty solid start. I think Chicago would accept that. For Minnesota, I don't know if they're that desperate to include that first, so you might have to get to a collection of 2s instead. Leo here says Orlando over here would love to see some moves. The Magic would definitely be benefited by getting another guy who can actually shoot the ball, especially off of dribble pull-ups. Here, Goey's saying Trez averaging over 20 points per game in the NBL. Yeah, he's been great. And there's a lot of draft prospects in the NBL. Guys have been coming over from the NBL more and more and more. So I definitely think that Trez would be an interesting return to the NBA guy. De'Aaron's wearing number 4 because his wife wore it in, I believe, what was college. Zach says, I think I asked this earlier, but I don't remember if I heard your answer before I had to hop off. What do you think about a Vooch and Ball for Smart and whatever swap? I would, honestly, if I was just Memphis here, Zach, I would be interested in just getting Vucevic for Smart. Because the reason here is they have the same term of their contract. Basically, they're both under contract through next year. So you're not really adding additional money. You're not increasing your tax bill. Vucevic's contract would be up by the time Jaren Jackson Jr.'s future extension would kick in, where he's going to get paid a ton of money because he'll be all NBA this year. With that in mind, like Vucevic, I think is a pretty substantial upgrade. He has had playoff success, playoff experience with Orlando. Never won a playoff series, but the Magic really relied on him to do everything. Whereas Memphis, it would be more of a counterbalance of like, okay, he can get in the post if we need to, but I think it would just be a healthier mix. And I think with the way Smart's played, like moving to Vucevic would give Zach Edey more time where you don't have to test them in the playoffs this year. Because I think if you're trying to contend this year, which I think Memphis internally should feel like they can, upgrading from Edey to Vucevic this year is worth your first-round pick, for example. So if you do Smart plus your first for Vooch, that's a done deal. That's going to get accepted. I'm very certain of that. But it's like, would you trade pick 25? Like, if you think about the pick in terms of the number and not the actual like idea of, it's a first-round pick, it's like, okay, it's pick 25. What's the value difference between that and pick 31? Not really that drastic. So I would give up pick 25 for Vucevic this year if it meant also including Smart and not taking in extra long-term money or whatever. Now, again, I prefer Cam Johnson long-term. Like I would rather just do that if I was Memphis, but Vucevic I don't think is a bad option at all. In Nike We Trust here says going to laugh so hard if the Suns actually trade KD for Butler. They are so screwed. I know you meant Butler here, so don't worry. Knox here says thinking it might be teams trying to get off aprons or luxury taxes instead of all-stars or A-list players being dealt tomorrow. That'll be a lot of it. There's going to be a lot of trades that are just additional stuff being included or things that are not like, oh my goodness, what a great trade. It'll be like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense because it'll help this team tax-wise or next year's tax picture, right? Appreciate you guys a ton. Many Moons, thank you for the $3 super chat. Let's get some W's in the chat for Many Moons. Been watching the channel like all week long. So shout out to Many Moons here. Says think OKC waves Tice or keeps him. Big fan, by the way. I think Oklahoma City probably keeps Tice, at least for now. They could waive him later in the season, but with Holmgren out, they could just hold on to Tice for a little bit and let him fill a role and then maybe waive him later still if they want to. Many Moons, really appreciate you. Thanks again for the super chat. Justin Boyce, thank you for the 5. Says with the new CBA, do you think there will be less hype for free agency in the future? Just trades to acquire the player you want. So free agency has slowly been kind of dying down anyway, the way it is. This year was obviously a lot of fun because we had the Paul George signing, for example. But I think all things considered, the the free agency will always be somewhat important because even if it's not big names, you'll have the mid-levels and you'll have like players who still are important. Like you think about, the 6th, 7th, 8th man in rotations, those guys matter a lot. So free agency is going to be a little bit less hyped overall, but trades and like part of it too, trades will happen right around free agency or at the draft. So, the buzz around free agency isn't always just about free agency. You think back to a few years ago when Gobert got traded, right? It was right before free agency kicked off. So that's another great reason. Amal, appreciate you being in here. Alex says, any news on Bruce Brown or Kelly Olynyk going to the Lakers or some contenders? Nothing new yet in terms of actual information. I still think a lot could hinge on a potential Brandon Ingram trade. So I think we might have a deadline decision here tomorrow with Toronto where we're not sure who's going where until minutes before the actual buzzer sounds. So, Alec, you're going to want to definitely tune in tomorrow when we are live. 39 Stacks here says, what do you think about Butler to the Rockets for all their expiring contracts? That's something that, again, makes okay sense in terms of, first, Miami's long-term flexibility, but then secondly, if you're the Rockets, you don't want to give up a whole bunch. But again, they would still have to attach about $18 to $20 million of salary there, which would be like Dylan Brooks or something like that. Is that something you really want to do? I don't know. It's true. This is a good point. When you have Wembanyama, you can afford to look not great on defense early. I'm sure that Fox will figure it out. Like, he's also facing Trae Young, who puts a lot of pressure on defenses. Anyway, so Lazarus here says Hornets are cooked. No trades can save them. JK Meme says, do you run Fox? We'll give Spurs a shot. I mean, it's not really that Fox will give the Spurs a shot. It'll be the Wembanyama is that good that the Spurs have a shot anyway. But we'll see how all that plays out. If they don't make it immediately, that's okay too. So, like, all in all, everything's going to be I think long-term success regardless for San Antonio. Appreciate you guys throwing the W's in. Remember, I'll be live tomorrow as well. So I expect all 835 of you awesome people to be live with me immediately tomorrow. So hop in when you can. Obviously, no pressure, but I'm hoping you guys are here with me the whole day tomorrow. We're going to be covering all the news just like we have been all week. Tomorrow's going to be a frenzy. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit faster paced. I might not get to every single question, but I'm going to try my best, okay? Just so you guys are aware and try and be understanding of that too, and help other people in the chat understand that too tomorrow. They're going to be like, oh, he's not reading chat. Well, I'm trying, but, there's going to be lots of messages. There's going to be lots of news, lots of trades. You guys know I'm trying to read chat as much as I possibly can. Here, De'Aaron Fox is out of the game for right now, so I'm going to go through some comments. Upset my Knicks missed out on Valanciunas. I don't think that's the end of the world for New York, honestly. Hen City says, were you a fan of Nick Smith Jr.? Not really, to be honest. He's been playing okay, but I don't know. He just doesn't – he's not going to draw free throws, and he's not going to get to the line. So there's not really a lot of upside, in my opinion. So he's not going to get to the line. He's not going to get to the rim. And it's really hard to be a great player if you don't do those two things. So Kevin Love gets traded back to Minnesota Timberwolves for Rudy Gobert. That would be insane. Their contracts are about $40 million difference. Julian Champagne's a good player, man. Jaden McDonald here says, any trades for the Warriors? Obviously, the Jimmy Butler trade is the biggest one to watch for here, Jaden, so we'll keep our eyes out on that. Alex says, Knicks need a defensive center. Yes, they do. We'll see if they can actually land one or not. They might just be happy with Mitchell Robinson returning. John Lewis, thank you for the 5. Let's get some W's in the chat for John. Appreciate you, John. You're an absolute legend. Says, hadn't heard the Julius for Lonzo Jalen Smith trade possibility. Kind of like it. Can't let Julius opt in and risk losing Nikhil and Nas. I think that's kind of the biggest thing here is, you make that kind of trade. You have Jalen Smith long-term. You could afford to let Lonzo go or keep him for cheaper in the offseason, which he'll probably sign for less than the mid-level exception, I'd have to guess. So that's kind of deal that would probably give you the money to keep both of those guys. Having Lonzo and Jalen Smith at $20 million together rather than Julius Randle by himself at $33 million does open up quite a bit of flexibility. So the Wolves, obviously, financially are going to try and figure out some of the big issues. Mike says, thanks for the reminder on the Spurs game. Of course, appreciate you guys. B-Max here says, what package could Utah offer that's persuasive for Zion? How many picks does that take? Probably two or three picks. Probably. Let me just look over. I won't put it on the stream here, but I'm just going to look over the Jazz picks. So I think for Utah specifically, you want to keep those far future ones yourselves, because I don't even think New Orleans will value those as much because of David Griffin's uncertainty if he'll even have the job. But you could offer the Timberwolves pick this year, right? Like they have the Wolves pick. That could be a starting point. That's going to be between 15 and, maybe 13, 14, and 20, somewhere in that range, it's an okay pick, but it's not like a pick you would say, oh, I can't give that up for Zion. I would give it up for Zion. You also have, the Lakers pick in 2027, which I would say you could throw that in. That's kind of the two picks I would start with, a starter package with. And then you go to, Collins. You throw John Collins in there for salary, and then you do Jordan Clarkson probably. And you try and eat some other salary back from them like Javonte Green. It would be a pretty interesting way to improve. Basketball Guy says Castle will help with Fox's defense. I mean, Castle alone will guard the point of attack more often than not. So I think that was why I was kind of surprised here that they were starting Chris Paul and Fox together, because Fox was having to guard Trae Young. So looks like Damian Lillard's off to a hot start. I don't have that game on right now. I'll probably try and catch up to it later tonight after I get done streaming and recording and everything. But Sean saying Knicks also need a shooting wing off the bench, responding to Alec. Manny Moons says, admittedly, I haven't watched a ton of Fox, but the line I always saw was that he was passable on defense, not looking great. Part of it, too, is, they're asking him to guard Trae Young. So that's just going to be part of it. That's something he's probably not going to be built to do a ton. But I think the long-term plan is have Stephon Castle. Oh, my God, Stephon Castle just dunked all over somebody. Holy shit. Oh, my goodness. Was that, I think it was Garrison Matthews. Oh, my goodness. It might have been V. Krejci. I couldn't remember. I don't know which white guy it was. I didn't see the jersey number. But it was one of V. Krejci or Garrison Matthews, and it was a huge dunk. Holy cow. Dude, no, he shot a wedgie his next time down. Oh, my goodness, Stephon Castle. Let me see if I can find Stephon Castle's dunk here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there we go. I can't show it too much longer, obviously. I don't want to get in trouble copyright-wise, but oh, my goodness, guys. That was a filthy dunk. That was filthy. Wow. Ramon, thank you for the 2. He says, Hunter, to the Cavs realistic? It definitely is. It would center around Karis LeVert's expiring contract and salary. Wow, Stephon Castle is awesome. Good dig in by Vassell. God, I love Devin Vassell too. This Spurs team is going to be so fun. Disappointed that no new Mavs news has come out this afternoon, Mason. Don't worry. The team's pretty good. I mean, Dallas has a good roster. And honestly, with what Nico Harrison's doing, maybe less news is good news. I'm hoping when Robinson comes back, he just fills that void. Hoop says KD better not get traded for Jimmy. If that happens, I'm burning all my Suns stuff. Suns fans are going to be going through it tomorrow if that's the trade. That's the trade. They're going to be going through it. That'll be really rough. But I hope you guys are enjoying. Of course, you guys have been all super awesome all week long. Fox is off to a good start. Let me see if I can pull up the box score here too for you guys. Maybe this is what we can do. Maybe we can throw the box score on the screen so you guys can at least keep up to date with with what's going on here. So Fox is up to 6 points already and 3 assists. Listed as a shooting guard in this one, but he's 2 for 3 on threes, and he has 3 assists. He's a +5 early in this game, so he's been very productive, very, very good so far early on. So Fox has been very good. Thanks, Alex, for being in the chat here. Again, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Remember, the trade deadline is tomorrow. We are keeping our eyes on the news in case something breaks, but again, I don't really expect anything too huge to break. I've been live for about 40 minutes or so right now. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the stream here. I know kind of just a chill, laid-back stream, but again, quite a bit of fun. I'm really having a good time. I hope you guys are as well. See how many likes we're at. We're at 184 likes, so 16 more people. Just go smash that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. And I'm glad you guys are all hopping in here for some more streams today. Remember, tomorrow is the big day, though. Tomorrow is the day. So do I think the Cavs could be a good spot for Ben Simmons? I don't know. I think Cleveland's going to look for more shooting if they go buyout market. Bexney here says, do you think Grizzlies will move Marcus Smart before the deadline? Honestly, I don't know. There's been a lot of times where I think that the Grizzlies are going to make a trade or the Grizzlies will do something, and then they end up not doing something. So, small lineup is funny for the Spurs. Yeah, the Spurs are a lot of fun, but right now I'm really having a lot of fun. Zach says a lot of people around here are worried about having to start eating in the playoffs. See, that's what I'm kind of saying too about Vooch. Like, you just go get Vooch. Don't take any extra long-term money in. And kind of solve a problem before that problem shows up. MS says Ingram to Atlanta, Bogdanovich to Orlando, Capella and expiring Orlando money and picks to Pelicans. I mean, something like that's doable. It's not crazy. Kind of like that MS. I think, yeah, tomorrow morning trades will start falling. Maybe even tonight, late tonight could be possible. So I'm kind of worried that I'm going to get like 0 hours of sleep tonight before tomorrow. DDC, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you in here. Appreciate you guys a ton. JC So Cool says, are the Lakers waiting on a big trade? Very possibly. So we'll see what actually happens here. Young times the Don says, I heard you talk about every team but my Cavs. What are we doing? DeAndre Hunter, I think, is the name to really watch for Cleveland. Now, Cam Johnson could also be a sneaky good get for them if they decided to pull a bigger trigger and go after him. But ultimately, I think DeAndre Hunter, like Ramon here said, is the most likely option. Corner also says Miami, he could be a lot better, but they're cheap and comfortable. I mean, they're all right. Gene says, call Dallas. Only one pick will be needed. Basketball video game enjoyer says, funniest trade idea, Rudy Gobert back to Utah for Collins and Clarkson. Picks would have to be situated. Salaries would have to be included here too. There'd have to be about $6 million more or so, maybe a little bit less than that. Actually, no, the money does work there, doesn't it? Yeah, but the money does work. That would be hilarious. I mean, it's not going to happen, but it would be funny. Walker Kessler would be a perfect fit for the Knicks. I do agree, but they don't have picks. So, B-Max, appreciate you a ton for being in here. Grant says, Rudy signed an extension during the season. Yeah, that's probably true, too. I didn't even think about that. Like, Gobert wouldn't get traded either way. The Wolves like him a lot. So, he's not going anywhere, especially with how much they gave up for him. Wembanyama is so special, man. What a read. Victor Wembanyama is a beast. Golden State Warriors green for Wemby. I don't know. If that happens, now the NBA is for sure rigged. Zion to Utah would be a wild deal. However, if he'd be willing to stay long-term, I could see it happening. Ryan K says Castle and Buzelis in the dunk contest would be fire. You know what I low-key love? Zion to Brooklyn. I think Zion to Brooklyn would be a heck of a lot of fun. About 2 months ago, Zion said that the Barclays Center was one of his favorite arenas to play in. So, Capella and Hunter for Randall. I don't think the Hawks say yes to that. Yeah, literally, Zach. It's literally. I was thinking this exact same thing. It's literally insane. Dylan Corbett says they may, but if he doesn't play well, who would you want? Who would want him? He just needs to go and give Naz that starting role. He earned it. I want Naz Reid to start as well. Naz Reid is definitely a starting caliber player. Kenny here says, I love the live streams. Appreciate you. Soul Train says, I agree. Talking to Han. In Niki, we trust says, are you leaning toward KD staying or trade being more likely? I think I don't know, man. I kind of find myself right in the middle. Like, at this point, it's kind of 50-50. It either happens or it doesn't, right? Like, I don't even know. I'm 50-50 on it. I don't usually have a pretty good sense of what's going to happen or maybe happen, but right now I do have some long-term questions about what the overall situation is going to look like. My voice is dying here. Kenny wants to know the recent trades. The most recent one, of course, was the you'll see the trades on the ticker, by the way, on the bottom, but the most recent one was Jonas Valanciunas. Obviously not too crazy. Yoni, sorry, I'm just trying to have a chill time here flying through. So I'll just throw it back in there. Yoni, my bad. I'm not like intentionally skipping over anybody. I'm just kind of going and clicking while I'm like watching the game too. I'm trying to like keep up while and obviously I miss a couple that way. But Sweet Lou, yes, you can ask me a question. You already asked me one. He asked if you could ask a question, so might as well ask a second one now. Elite TV says likely most teams are getting their last bit out of players and doing trades tonight once the games are over and some in the morning. Yeah, the next 12 to 16 hours are going to be crazy probably. So as soon as I end this live stream today, I guarantee there will be a trade. That's just how it goes. Gil Hill here says, y'all talking about a bunch of nothing, just a bunch of what ifs. It's sickening. I mean, I'm also sitting here watching the Spurs game, so we're just kind of having a fun time. Just maybe chillax a little bit and have some fun with us, hopefully. Producer Ryan here says, Warriors better not trade Kuminga for Jimmy. Yeah, I hope not for Warriors fans' sake. That would be pretty rough, I think. Messiah here says, I heard Day'Ron Sharpe is the most likely target for LA. Would he be a good fit? I don't know much about him. Yeah, Day'Ron Sharpe would be solid. He's athletic, checks the rim decently. Solid. Kyle here says, hey, Sheldon, can't believe I've been watching you grow for 3 years now. Congrats, man. Appreciate you, Kyle. Kyle's a real one. He's been watching the streams for a long time, so I appreciate him a ton. Let's get some hype for Kyle in the chat. Let's throw in some W's for Kyle. He definitely deserves them, so appreciate you a ton, Kyle. David here says, Kevin Durant to Detroit, please. Onhad wants to know, does Clint Capella get moved? Are there any rumors, and who are you most confident will get moved next? Brandon Ingram will probably get moved, it feels like, from the Raptors Hawks reporting. And Capella probably is a part of that. So, yeah, Capella probably gets moved. Either Capella or Bruce Brown, or maybe both. Both could get moved. Dejan Mercia says, probably won't get any trades till tomorrow or tonight. There could be some later tonight. He thinks Zion would be reunited with RJ Barrett. Probably not. I don't know if Toronto's going to go after Zion or not, but it'd be a lot of fun if they did, right? Appreciate you guys a ton. A lot of fun here today. Elite TV says Spurs looking good. Looks like they're moving the ball well. Fox just got to take time to look at the defense, rotations, and scheme of the team. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. I mean, I'm curious to see how long the Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox starting backcourt lasts, too. I'll be interested in that. But story for you says Clarkson to Denver sounds off now. Clarkson to Denver would be kind of strange. And Gil here says, does Clint Capella get moved? Are there any rumors? And who are you most confident will get moved next? Yeah, again, like I said, I think Capella probably gets moved. Sweet Lou wants to know, does anybody think that Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis were traded to get the NBA ratings back up? I do not think so. I think it was just the Mavericks GM being not good at his job. Alex says, do you think Raptors buy or sell or go for a good pick? I think they're going to do a little bit of both. De'Aaron Fox with a breakaway dunk. Spurs are up by 15 over Atlanta right now. Andre here says, you think Raptors could get Zion for an expiring in a 2025 first? Maybe the Raptors 2025 first would be a good starting point. You're going to need a little bit more than that to go get him. But, it's hard to find a trade for Zion because there's just going to be a lot of stuff that could happen. Saul here wants to know if I'm staying here until 3 p.m. tomorrow. So I'm going to be live here for probably another half hour or so. I think I'm going to try and push to the hour and a half mark or so, somewhere close to that. Trying to save my voice here a little bit too for tomorrow. So basketball guy says very high on Stephon Castle. He's an absolute beast. Freezy Breezy said, I want Ivy in the long term though, because Ivy has a lot of potential. He reminds me of Shea, but buffer. Doesn't really remind me of Shea as much. His handle's not quite nearly as good. Mid-range shot making is not there, but I do think he can have a good ramp way to being a really good player. Joe, appreciate having you in here. He says, you're a hell of an entrepreneur, Sheldon. Way to go, cuz. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you a ton, Joe. Thanks for tuning in, my man. Appreciate you. We'll have to talk soon. David says, that guy complaining about others has some mental issues. Kyle says, whoop, whoop. Sheldon, keep grinding, man, and get some sleep, too. Yeah, tonight's going to be a bit of a challenge, I'm sure. One, my mind will be racing about possible trades, and then two, I just have a feeling like something will happen at midnight Eastern time, and I'm going to have to be up until 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. talking about it, and then I'll be up early again. Steven here says Matas Buzel is getting his first career start tonight. Last game out, he had 24 points and did not miss a shot, so probably well-deserved to get in the starting lineup tonight for Chicago. Double says, yeah, bro, Brandon Ingram is not fixing this team. Giannis did not get traded. He's actually a late scratch tonight, though. Drewby, welcome to the stream, says, hello. Can you give your thoughts on the Blazers and their unlikely run? Well, one, I don't think the Blazers right now are a real playoff team or anything like that. I think, they're playing really good basketball. They've been finding success. Part of that is, 2 of their wins was against Phoenix. Says something about Phoenix, I think. But I don't want to rain on the Blazers parade. I think just being calculated here going into the deadline, not saying like, oh, we could be playoff contenders or, I think like just keeping your overall team approach is the smartest thing. Kansas City Chiefs fan from Tasmania, welcome to the stream, says, hi, I'm new to the channel. Appreciate you. Hopefully you consider subscribing. Love to have you be a part of what you do here, what we do here at Utility Sports. B-Max says, I think Zion is so hard to value. What makes me like a trade is that his contract is supposedly heavily incentive-based, depending on his weight. That makes him a bit low risk. It's all opportunity risk. Like you trade 2 firsts for him. That's your risk, right? That's the whatever players and salaries and picks you traded is the risk, not as much the contract, like you're saying, B-Max. Especially for Utah. Like I don't think Utah's worried about paying players. I think they're more so trying to be calculated with which draft picks they use, trade away, that kind of stuff. And they are at a spot where they don't have they don't have 20 first round picks, like they have good ones. They have some really good first round picks, like that Suns one in 2031. But it's scary because you make a trade, and if he just doesn't play, or if it is kind of the same story it's been, it's kind of a disappointment. So Dirty Clip says you can't move Bradley Beal. D-Book's untouchable. The next man in line that has value and can help move the needle a bit is Kevin Durant. That's true. BP says Javonte Green to Denver would help defensively. Javonte Green's a good player, especially on the minimum. He definitely could help a variety of different teams. Boston, Denver. There's quite a few. Mosin here says, is Durant to the Pacers totally crazy? Yeah, I think it is. I just don't see Indiana doing that, although it'd be fun. I think Milwaukee's going to pay Turner this offseason. Milwaukee's not going to really be able to pay Turner. It would have to be a sign and trade, so it'd be kind of difficult. Basketball video game enjoyer says, just want to say thank you for doing these streams, being knowledgeable, unbiased, and covering the entirety of the league. You make the deadline so good. I appreciate you guys. That's the one thing is you guys know, like I'm a Mavericks fan, but I feel like you also know from either watching me in the past or how I talk about the league in general. I'm more focused on, first of all, the NBA as a whole. I'm not just one of those, fans who is just going to be a homer and only hype up my own players. Like, appreciate you guys a ton. Gene here says, bro, turn off the TV phone and rest up. I got to keep the phone on. If I turn off the phone, that's when the huge trade's going to happen. We do have some news here. I'm going to go hop over to Twitter quick because this is actually, I think, quite important. So let's go over to Twitter here. Appreciate you guys a ton for all the support and everything. This is fake, so don't know why people do that. I just should have something better to do in your life than try and make fake tweets. I just don't get it. But here we go. Young Nasuk, who covers the NBA and has done a good job for a while for ESPN, I believe. Steve Kerr reiterates he doesn't want to see Warriors do anything crazy or anything rash and give up the farm in a trade by tomorrow. Kerr reiterates that Steph Curry and Draymond Green are aligned on that. At the same time, Kerr says Warriors still want to win this season. So, again, I think, this is basically just admission from the Warriors saying that the season might just be lost already, but they're also sound desperate from all the other reports that we're getting. So It really kind of comes down to what do you believe? Do you believe what Steve Kerr is saying at face value to the media? Or do you believe what every other reporter is saying about their possible moves? And I think, there's a lot you can kind of get out of that information one way or another. So, Grant, thank you. Appreciate you a ton for the comment over there on Twitter. Appreciate you a lot. Love all the support today. Obviously, hitting 30K on YouTube was such a big deal. So I really appreciate you. A ton of Alex here saying KD's going to get traded. Gene saying, let's go Eagles. Super Bowl this week. Who do you guys got in the Super Bowl? I want to know who you're taking. I'm taking this team. That's who I think is going to win. I have it typed and sent now. Solid says, you see Wizards bio Khris Middleton. I'm worried that he's going to sign with the Celtics. Did they? Did they actually do that? Did he get bought out? If he got bought out, someone tag me on Twitter on where you see that. But I did not know he got bought out. I did not see that at all. So. David Soto here says, my goodness, Fox is cooking. Let's see what he's up to stat-wise here. De'Aaron Fox has 10 points, 4 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3, 5 assists. So really strong debut so far from him. He's been really, really good. Judith says, hi, Utility Sports. I'm new here. I'm a Blazers fan from the Philippines. My husband from Portland. We've been watching this year. What do you think we do? Well, first of all, Judith, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Hopefully you and your husband are both enjoying the recent winning streak for the Portland Trail Blazers. I still think looking at an Anthony Simons trade does make a lot of sense. But I think overall any kind of value play that you can make in terms of trading your veteran players to open up more minutes for either Donovan Clingan or some of your younger pieces long term. Like, I'm a big believer still in Scoot Henderson. I think he's going to be an awesome player. I think everyone sold their stock on him a little bit too prematurely. He's a young guard. It's going to take a little bit of time to develop and grow and blossom in the NBA. I think we've seen him turn a corner a little bit here. So I hope that they prioritize the future and not the present in their trades this year. Elite TV wants to know if Durant is traded. Do you think they'll try to trade Book this deadline or in the summer? Not in the deadline. Charlie says, I think Boston needs to trade for Walker Kessler. They have 2 first-round picks they could trade, but it would probably be pretty difficult to get an actual deal done here. De'Aaron Fox, mid-range jump shot. Oh, my goodness. De'Aaron Fox is playing really well. MS says, got a roll, bud. Keep up the great work. See you tomorrow. Hope you get some sleep. I'm going to try my best. Castle had a nasty poster for sure. ITK says, just join. What's the big trade today? The big trade today was Kuzma for Khris Middleton. That was the big one. Why would Fox ever want to get traded from the Kings? We're 12-5 after firing Mike Brown. Because he wants to. He wants to win, and being in Wemby's shadow is a pretty good opportunity to win, I think. So, I don't know if he's worried about the fame as much as he is about winning. And I think San Antonio is going to be the best possible landing spot there for him. NBA hoops rumors. I mean, that's from 2015. So I don't know. 2015 being the last post is crazy. Young Masuk. He's a really good reporter, actually. He does a great job. So losing all they've had for one egg on the farm is even crazier. Saber here says Chiefs. Chop, chop, chop. Eagles here from Chilsea. Eagles for Ben. Fib says Eagles, but Chiefs win by some dumb way. Got you. Jason says Chiefs. Love to see it. Freezy says get Jalen Williams from the Thunder for Kuminga and some first. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think OKC is willing to do that. David Soto says the refs will win. Making a joke there about Kansas City, of course. Judith says the Eagles. Wupo says Chiefs, bro. I'm not rooting for the Eagles. Dallas fan there obviously is not going to cheer for a division rival. Brandon says Steve Kerr is the most overrated coach of all time. In a lot of ways, I would probably find myself in agreement with that. Chad says, sounds like Kerr and Draymond kept KD away from what I heard. I think especially Draymond. Utility Sports with Boston Celtics trade for Zach Edey, or which Zach here? I'm curious who you mean. MS says Kendrick gonna win the Super Bowl. That'd be sweet. Kendrick's gonna have a good performance, hopefully. King of Judah says bio season didn't even start yet. Dude just made it. We'll see what happens with the we'll see what happens when the bio season actually starts. But Vita for Life says, do you think the trade market is being held up right now? No. Okay, yeah. So I kind of figured that guy had made that up. I didn't think that was real. Thank you guys for the correction, just in case. But Chad here says Chiefs. Butler has previously said he won't sign extensions with Memphis or Golden State. I mean, yeah, but that might be under the idea that they won't pay him big extensions. Maybe Golden State flips their perspective on that overall. So I put NJ in the timeout, guys. Thanks for being patient with all that. So appreciate you guys. Zach so Zach LaVine's in Sacramento now. So Zach LaVine's already been traded. Jason says a lot of people called Spoelstra overrated. I mean, in his early days, like, he did get outcoached, especially, with the first iteration, especially of Miami, with the Heatles, right? The big three, like, he did get coached. Iggy here says, do you see the Bucks making any more trades? Possibly one with either Pat Connaughton or Bobby Portis or both. Definitely a possibility. Would Golden State trade for Clay? I don't think they're allowed to even. I don't think they're even allowed to because they signed and traded him. So I'm pretty sure that there's a restriction for them getting Clay back. Bryce here says, is Cam Johnson on the trade block? Would love to see the Bucks bring him in. He is, but I don't think the Bucks have enough to get him, unfortunately, for Milwaukee. Mark Christensen says, I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. I totally get that too. I'm a basketball fan first, but I will probably try and tune into the Super Bowl at least. I don't watch as much football as I should, but I'm too focused, busy watching basketball, watching college hoops and international play and stuff, watching Ben Sarafer, Ulm, and all that kind of stuff. So appreciate you guys all a ton. I know kind of a laid-back stream. I'm trying to rest my voice here. Probably going to stay live for another 10, 15 minutes. I know earlier I said maybe 2 hours, but I just think with my voice, I'm trying to make sure I'm okay for tomorrow. My voice is really going through it right now, as you guys can tell. But Dame has a double-double at halftime for the Bucks tonight. Really good game from him, so that's good to see. Not your average 10K says Kevin Durant's not going to the Heat. Phillips here says fixed. Caleb says Middleton didn't get bought out. They're keeping him, and what team should get Brogdon and Bagley? Bagley for Los Angeles because he's an expiring could be something that is semi-sensible, but I don't think that's something that really fixes LA's problems. And then when it comes to Brogdon, Houston makes sense for Brogdon, but they got Springer today, so they might not even be looking really for any more pieces. Already loving the pace Fox has brought to the Spurs team, and with CP3 to slow things down, it's so refreshing. They got the nice mix of those two things, honestly. So I think defensively, the Spurs have to figure out what they want Fox doing, specifically who they want him guarding night to night, but they'll figure it out. Ryan says, you think the Wizards make any more moves? Yeah, probably tomorrow. Bryce says, gotcha, man can dream, I guess. Honestly, that's all it comes down to, is trying to have fun. Kansas City Chiefs fan here says a Nashville Predators fan, Celtics fan, and a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Well, that's good to hear. Got some good teams to root for. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, so this week was a little rough. I like the way the Spurs are getting Fox to his left hand. Johnson is one of the worst contracts, I swear. Are you talking about Cam Johnson or Keldon Johnson? Johnson says such a common last name. You might be talking about Keldon Johnson, or I don't know. I'm not sure which Johnson you're talking about. Sean Johnson here says, who did the Knicks end up with? I think the Knicks probably I think like keeping Mitchell Robinson is just very, very clean. Oh yeah, okay. Wupo said Keldon. Okay, I kind of figured it was Keldon since the Spurs are on right now. I kind of figured, but I wasn't sure. I think if the Spurs trade Keldon for Cam Johnson, their team would be a lot better. So JP wants to know if I think the Celtics will make more moves. They're definitely going to be. They have to make some other move. They have to add a contract. So they're going to have to sign somebody or trade for a player. So we'll see what actually happens, but. Okay. Wow. This is news. Okay. The Golden State locker room has been closed just now during open media time. Steve Kerr is addressing the team. Players that were on the floor were brought back into the locker room. Whoa. That is huge news. That is huge news from Young Masuk here. So, oh my goodness. Very interesting news. Very interesting news. This is something that is huge. Possibly. This is crazy. This is honestly crazy. So, I don't know what this means. It could be a variety of different things. Breezy here says, Warriors so desperate, it's not even funny. Keep switching targets. They're just trying to get anybody at this point. Honestly, Double says, what does this mean? It could be that there's some trade and he's telling the team now. It could be that there might not be any trade and that, he might just be addressing all the rumors and saying like, hey, it's not true. Like after they struck out on everybody, like he might just be saying it's just media reporting that don't worry about that. Like, so, I mean, I don't know, but this is pretty important. They really are trying to make me work 24/7, dude. Oh my goodness. This is a big deal. This is a really big deal. I'm telling you right now, as someone who's been around the NBA, I've been in the locker room during the media availabilities. Like, they don't close it. That's not a thing. I've never seen that happen. So no sleep for me, it looks like. Mass Temple, appreciate you a ton. We'll see what happens here. Gorgeous Rock says, what are the odds KD gets traded right after the Suns game? I have no idea, man. Honestly, this is insane. This time of the year is the craziest. Peace for All says, if the Pacers stand pat, do you think they will slip in the standings? Appreciate you. No, I think the Pacers are a team that's built to win pretty well right now. They're a good team. And I think they're a dangerous team for sure. Aaron Fox has had some really nice passes tonight that I've been pretty impressed with. Desmond Harrison says, can they get fined for that? I don't even know. Typically, teams are mandated to have this media session open, I'm pretty sure. But I think the NBA will typically be pretty understanding. I think especially around the trade season, like maybe they'll get it. But maybe they put on the wrong uniforms. Not what happened here. Kerr telling the team KD's not walking through that door. That might be part of it. Like, there's really a couple ways to look at it, right? He could be telling them, like, hey, look, you guys probably have heard trade chatter. We're telling you right now, nothing's happening. We're not moving any of you. Okay, you can have a clear head tonight, clear head going into the trade deadline. None of you are getting traded. Or he could be saying, look, we have a trade. This deal is kind of in the mix. Could be a starting lineup switch. There's a bunch of different things it could be, right? So we're going to see what it is. But Judith here says, why would you close the locker room when you just call the guys in to Kerr's office and tell them? Because all the guys are getting dressed in the locker room. All the guys are getting ready for the game. That's where a majority of them are. Since I've been in NBA a lot, like I can tell you, like that's just where the players are. They hang out there. That's where that's where all their stuff is. They have their shoes there, their phones in there, like all that kind of stuff. So that's just kind of the place that they are at. So it's basically just like Kerr went to talk to them is what I'm reading here. Jalen Hood-Scifino will to become the GOAT on the Jazz. Could you imagine if he turned into a great player? How funny that would be. Thomas here says Vucevic is the opposite of what LA needs. I don't think, I'm not sure. I'd be surprised if Vuce ends up in Los Angeles, but he's an option. CJ McCollum in any trade news, would love to see him and Dame again. I don't think Milwaukee's going to do that after the trade they made today for Kuzma. Sean Johnson says, I think they just traded for Jimmy Butler. We'll see. We'll see if they, we need to watch for oil is crazy. Junior 28 says, I have a feeling my Lakers are doing another big trade tomorrow. We'll see. Question here about the Lakers. It all comes down to the big man spot for LA, but this right here is huge news. This is very big news in the NBA right now. So, absolutely crazy. Who knows if something's going to actually happen or not, but that's huge news. That is quite important news. Imagine Butler just shows up like a surprise WWE entrance. That would be insane. Someone cue the John Cena music. John, thanks for being in here. Chance of LA not making a move. I think they'll make a move. I really do. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't overall. So I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Lloyd says, hi, sir. I'm just asking help from you. Ask a question if you want. Go right ahead. Not Too Fam says, need that trade. We'll see if something materializes here or not. Obviously, some funny business going on. A lot of dunks tonight for the Spurs. Stephon Castle just threw down a windmill dunk, which is a lot of fun. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you haven't already. I'm going to put the chat into subscriber only mode. You just have to be subscribed for 1 minute to comment, but no leaks. Weird. We need Woj back. Yeah, honestly, if there's not leaks, then we're not doing the job good enough, huh? That's the reporting business right now. Woj was getting all the scoops. Woj knew everything going on. 24-hour stream until the deadline. They're trying to kill me. Honestly, they're trying to take all my energy. Scott, thanks for the follow over on Twitter. Appreciate you guys a ton. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on now, but Desmond wants to know if I like the Milwaukee trade. I liked it for Washington. I thought it was okay for the Bucks. They got more athletic, so. Will Blazers trade for Grant Williams? No, I don't think so. Who is LA getting a post? Yeah, they'll get like Nick Claxton or Robert Williams, one of those two guys. I think make the most sense. Maybe Daron Sharp. Another breakaway dunk here for the Spurs. It's getting out of hand here. Honestly, the Spurs are running up Atlanta right now. Robert here says, are the Mavericks done? Not yet. Let's go. Sports Cards PNW says Portland looks like they may make no moves. We'll see what happens with Portland as well, but they have some pieces to move for sure. Basketball video game enjoyer says, man, I'm anxious about this Warrior situation. Cue that if you don't like that, you don't like NBA basketball. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Kane here says, man, can't believe the Warriors might make a trade. Bittersweet moment. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Red Bull plus stream for the next 24 hours. I'm going to stick to water and sleep. Would be absolutely crazy. The Spurs are trying to have a dunk fest right now. Actually insane. B-Max says, if this trade with Golden State Warriors messes up the Jazz tank by having Golden State lose to the Jazz, I will never forgive Kerr. Oh, man. Everybody says, should the Rockets go after Lonzo Ball? He's another solid option. Lloyd, hello. Welcome to the stream. Haterhead says, if I was young, I'd ask for a trade out of Atlanta. Yeah, it's kind of hard, though, because he didn't get to it first before De'Aaron Fox did. Pretty crazy what we have going on here. Again, the news here specifically is this situation here. Oumyung Masuk reporting that the Golden State Warriors locker room has been closed just now during open media time. Again, during open media time, that's a big deal. Okay. Steve Kerr is addressing the team. Players that were on the floor were brought back into the locker room. So. Again, that's not standard. This is not a normal thing at all. John Castiglione says, go Sixers. Ugly first quarter tonight. Welcome to the stream, John. Second night of a back-to-back. Gene says, don't forget to show some love and like and subscribe. You guys heard the message there. Everyone hit that like button if you haven't already. We are close to 300 likes at this point, 250 likes already. So you guys have been absolutely awesome. Thanks all so much for tuning in. I'm going to be live here for about 5 more minutes or so, I think. Get to an hour 20, and I'm going to try and save my voice. Many Moon says, I love that Sheldon will read any. I'm reading all the comments for you guys. Shadow here says trading for Robert Williams is a scary proposition. It definitely is. Art says, do you think Clippers making a trade of any sort improving the roster incredibly? Terrence Mann is the salary that they should trade, I think. Scott Stegman says, did Pistons do anything more today? What would you do if you were their GM? I think they're going to be looking for roster upgrades. I mean, they have the cap space still to do it. So, they're not in on Ingram reportedly, which I think is probably good. But I think they could look for a variety of different things. Oh my goodness. Yep. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Jimmy Butler is going to, oh my goodness. Okay. Did it happen? Oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. Let me go to Shams. Oh my God. It happened. Holy Jimmy Butler is a Golden State Warrior. Whoa. Jimmy Butler has been traded to the Golden State Warriors. What a turn of events. Oh my goodness. Thank God we were live on the channel. Wow. Welcome everyone to the stream. Wow, I got to update the stream here now. Oh my goodness. Jimmy Warriors trade. Wow, Warriors trade for Jimmy Butler. Wow. We have a deal. The Warriors make a trade. Crazy. Warriors trade for Jimmy Butler. Of course, a big, crazy move. One that is very, very nuts. So, welcome everyone to the stream. Obviously, this changes everything right now. Thank God we were live on the channel. Here's the deal. The Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. That is a pretty good trade for the Miami Heat, I think, all things considered. Obviously, a pretty drastic change here. Jimmy Butler has been traded, and this is a pretty significant deal, I think, all in all. So no Jonathan Kuminga involvement. Obviously, that is a good thing for the Golden State Warriors. If you're a fan of the Warriors, you should be quite happy about that. But wow. Obviously, a big move here. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Jimmy Butler is a Golden State Warrior. Just now traded. Wow. Golden State ultimately does walk away with Jimmy Butler in what is massive news in the NBA. Jimmy Butler is headed from Miami to the Bay Area. Trying to get the thumbnail updated here. Welcome everyone to the stream. If you are new here, I really do appreciate having you. 1,300 people watching live. I was not expecting a trade at this time of the day, but here we are. Jimmy Butler has been traded. Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Wow. Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Crazy trade here. We're going to break it all down. Obviously, an insane turn of events. Golden State has been actively looking to make an upgrade on their roster, and they got it here now with Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors in what is a huge deal, a franchise-changing decision, and one that does come at a bit of a cost here too, which we will talk about in just a second. But hopefully you guys are all enjoying. Hopefully everyone here who is new is very excited. But we are going to go over to Shams, which is where we're at right now. Again, the deal here, the Miami Heat are finalizing a deal to send Jimmy Butler. The Jimmy Butler saga is over. Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick. I'm going to be giving my trade grades here now. Wow, what a change of events. We don't know who the third team is yet. We don't really have the overall trade package yet. Love this for the Miami Heat. I really like this for Miami. The Warriors get a huge player, a player that is very, very good for them. Wow, absolutely crazy. Welcome everyone to the stream. Very insane. Lot of stuff going on in the NBA here. Jimmy is a Warrior, and Miami now gets a collection of pieces. I will be staying for definitely an additional 30 minutes. Crazy deal. A deal that comes together here. Jimmy didn't get his preferred trade destination. He did not. Now, the question is, will the Warriors be willing to extend him and keep him? And the answer to that question might be yes. It might be a resounding yes. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Jimmy Butler is traded here. What a crazy turn of events. Miami Heat trade Jimmy Butler. I'm adding a banner here to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first round pick. So ultimately, the deal between Phoenix and, like I said earlier here, I thought the Warriors and Phoenix were such an interesting situation. Obviously, this whole thing kind of played out pretty quickly and pretty crazy. Dennis Schroeder literally was available to be traded for one day, and he just got traded. So absolutely crazy what we've just seen here now. Going to put this at the very beginning of the trade screen. Wow. Crazy stuff. So there's the trade. At the bottom, Miami Heat trade Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a first round pick. So there's the deal. Wow. Okay. So we also have more news here potentially. Let me go take a look at this. According to this here, Kane, thank you for the tag, says, I'm going to repeat based on what I just heard from various sources, the Warriors are absolutely not done. They do have other draft pick capital. Jake Fisher says, from what I've heard, Dennis Schroeder won't be staying in Miami as part of the Golden State Warriors trade for Jimmy Butler. The Utah Jazz are playing facilitator once again. I've talked about this a ton. The Jazz are a huge facilitator in deals, and according to Jake Fisher here, are playing that role once again, as I mentioned multiple times this week. So obviously crazy news, a lot of different stuff going on around the league. This whole trade here, KD's probably staying in Phoenix. As part of this deal, Warriors Lindy Waters and Heath's Josh Richardson are headed to the Detroit Pistons. Pistons get more shooting with Lindy Waters the third. We're gonna save the trade grades for when we have the overall package. Welcome everyone to the stream. Craziness here. Golden State gets Jimmy Butler. It looks like Phoenix is pretty much stuck at this point in time, unless something with Dallas materializes, which again, you never say never in this league. But craziness has ensued here. Seems like Pistons facilitated it. Yes, Jazz are a part of it too, Zach, from the look. So craziness. 4 teams involved. Seemingly Jazz, Pistons, Warriors, and Heat. I mean, we'll see. There could be another team yet too that we don't know about, but very, very interesting. A lot of news. Obviously, appreciate you guys for tagging me over there at Shams. A lot of insane stuff going on. I think the Heat did quite well myself. I'm pretty happy with this for Miami. Butler is not a Phoenix Sun. Sham Sharania here. Again, craziness what we've got going on here in the NBA. A lot of different stuff. Warriors locker room remains closed to media right now. So again, at Om Young Masuk, report was a very good one. Welcome everyone to the stream. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Again, the big deal here, Miami Heat trade Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first round pick. Welcome everyone to the stream. Really hope you guys are enjoying so far. We're trying to get the latest news here. We're going to go back over to Shams, Sharani, and see if there's anything else to see. But all in all, this deal is crazy. A trade for Jimmy Butler, that sends Wiggins and probably Kyle Anderson and a pick to Miami. Pistons get Lindy Waters the third, Josh Richardson. It sounds like the Jazz are going to be landing. Dennis Schroeder, which I actually think could be a real beneficial upgrade to the roster, maybe long term if they want to keep him. We'll see if that actually happened or not. But Adnan here says, great job covering all the trades, bro. Where do you think Nurkic ends up, and what do the Suns do now? The Suns are going to look to dump Nurkic. That's going to be a huge part of this. Now that they can't trade Beal, now that there's probably no Durant trade unless they figure out one with Dallas or Houston, you never know. But this is absurd. I'm already live. Make sure you guys come tune in. Thank God I was live tonight, right? Appreciate you guys all so much. Old Crow here says, check out the Pistons. They likely need to make another move. They have cap space too, but they're going to be over the roster limit. Yep, there it is. Just like I promised too. This is what I had talked about as a real likelihood. This is what changed the deal. I guarantee it. Golden State Warriors star Jimmy Butler has agreed to a new 2-year, $121 million extension with the franchise. As I promised, Butler was looking for a payday and got a very significant one here with the Warriors. Golden State caves under pressure, makes a huge move with a hefty price tag. Very significant trade, one that changes the trajectory of this team moving forward. But again, very, very significant. Butler is declining his player option and now instead is under contract through the 2026-2027 NBA season. This is massive news. Very massive news. Welcome everyone to the stream. 3,000 people watching live. Wyco Dre here says that was bad for my Warriors. I'm going to give my grades on it in a second when we have the overall package, when we know what's all going where, what draft picks are involved. Of course, if we go over to my draft pick tracker, which I'm not going to do right now, but we'll have to update some stuff here too on Golden State and Miami for sure. There's going to be some updates to for sure make, but it's a lot of money for Jimmy Butler. And like I said, if you guys were here the last couple of days, you know I was talking about Jimmy Butler wanting an extension and that being the real MO of this wanting to get out of Miami. Pat Riley was not going to extend him. 2 years, $121 million is a lot of money, a hefty price tag for Jimmy Butler, but Jimmy Butler is now the second best player in Golden State. Is that enough to lift Golden State over the top? I don't know. It's another playoff performer. He's better than Andrew Wiggins, that's for sure. He's a better player than Kyle Anderson, but this does come with a cost. $60 million a year for Jimmy Butler the next 2 seasons, next year and the year after. Wake Up says, can you tell me why the Pistons would do this? This is terrible. Well, we'll see what kind of draft compensation they got. I would say hold out judgment here until we figure out what the deal is completely. That's why I'm not giving my trade grades yet. I want to know what the deal is. It is confirmed, Master Savage. This trade is going down. Tim Preston says, huge news. Love from Australia. Appreciate you guys all a ton. Again, this is significant news. Bear Gorilla says, yeah, I just don't understand how that really helps the Warriors. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give my grades. I do have my concerns myself, but remember, there are reports here saying that maybe the Warriors are not done. Appreciate you guys all for the follows over on Twitter. Jimmy Butler's 35 years old and will be 36 in September. He will be 36 in 7 months. So, I mean, makes you wonder. Here we go. Let's go back over to Shams Charania now with some more reporting. 2-month-long saga between Jimmy Butler and the Heat ends in a trade to Golden State, one of his 4 initial preferred destinations, and a new extension. This is a huge win for Jimmy Butler. A+ outcome for the star wing, who is now on his 5th NBA team. Jimmy Butler knows how to get where he wants to be, and he knows how to get what he wants to get, and that's exactly what he's done so far. Eric Zhang here saying, based on intel from my sources in Phoenix, I'm certain that Kevin Durant will be moved before the February 6th deadline. Deal involving Miami and a third, potentially 4th party is imminent. Golden State, Toronto, San Antonio, Minnesota have all inquired about being involved. Not sure if that's actually true or not. Again, I'm going to hesitate to fully trust this, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm going to withhold my my concerns here. Kane says they can still get Vucevic. They possibly could. That could definitely be on the horizon. 3,000 people watching live. Everyone make sure to leave a like. This deadline is insane. Absolutely insane. Appreciate everyone in here. Brian, thank you for the 5. Says 2 years, 121 million. Overpay of hell. Talking about desperation. Do the Warriors think they signed prime Michael Jordan? That's a lot of money for Jimmy Butler, but it is a significant upgrade on their roster at the very top of the roster. So here we go. PJ Tucker is involved in this trade. PJ Tucker is what the Jazz are using to get a deal done. Oh my goodness. Who's reporting this? Chris Haynes. Okay, we're getting a better picture of this trade. It's a multi-team trade. Miami Heat to receive PJ Tucker and Andrew Wiggins in what is a 5-team deal. 5 teams. So there's still one team we don't even know. It's going to be Detroit. It's going to be Miami. It's going to be Golden State. And it's going to be Utah for sure. Those are the 4 teams we know. Let's get some confetti in here for a huge trade. Oh my goodness. There's still a 5th team according to Chris Haynes. Who is the 5th team? That's what we all need to know right now. Who is the 5th team? Oh my goodness. Jake Fisher here. Kyle Anderson isn't going to Miami either. Anderson will be going to the Raptors. Raptors are the 5th team. 5-team trade. Oh my goodness. What a turn of events. Welcome everyone to the stream. 5-team trade. Oh my goodness. Warriors, Heat, Jazz, Pistons, and Raptors. A lot of salary, a lot of expirings. I would have to bet that Bruce Brown could be included in this. We'll see. Or Chris Boucher. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane. So a lot of stuff going on. We have a huge 5-team trade. 5-team trades are crazy. This one really fits into the category of crazy. This is insane. This is honestly insane. People obviously not in love with the contract for Jimmy Butler. A lot of people are concerned about this trade overall. Grade the contract. I want you guys to go vote right now. 2 years, $121 million for Jimmy Butler. I want you guys to go grade it right now. I'm going to make a poll here. A, B, C, D, and okay, we can't do an F, but we're going to do F or a C, okay? No D grade, okay? Everyone go vote on this poll right now. I'm going to have the results up here on Twitter. I want to see what your guys' thoughts are. Again, we're watching for the trade here. This is a big trade. So back over to Shams Charania, though, quick. Oh, my goodness. Dennis Schroeder is headed to Utah. Kyle Anderson to Toronto as part of this multi-team trade. Again, we're waiting for the overall picture of the deal. We don't know what the exact draft compensation is, but this is a huge trade. Toronto is the 5th team involved. A lot of crazy stuff, a lot of insane stuff going on. Again, Miami is walking out with PJ Tucker and Andrew Wiggins. Crazy what we have seen here. Here's the updated trade details. Again, we do not know the picks. We don't know what the draft picks are, so I'm going to wait on my grades. This is kind of the rough structure here now, though, for everyone. Golden State gets Jimmy Butler. Miami gets Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, some protected first-round pick. We don't know the year. We don't know the protections yet. Detroit gets Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson. My guess is they have some capital, draft capital in here too. Utah gets Dennis Schroeder. I'm sure maybe some draft capital in here. Toronto gets Kyle Anderson. Maybe some draft capital included in this too. We'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot of draft picks. There's going to be a lot of stuff to figure out what's going on here. Warriors sent a 25 top 10 protected first rounder to the Heat. Okay, so that's the deal. Let's go over to the draft pick tracker here now. And update our draft pick tracker. This has significant ramifications on the Golden State Warriors. Let's go down to Golden State quick. What you'll see here is this first-round pick now owed top 10 protected to Miami. For those who do not know, I made this all by myself, this entire spreadsheet. This is Utility Sports Blue. Now, this pick is not tradable by Stepien rule. We go up to the Heat. This does open up a little bit of flexibility for Miami potentially. with this Golden State Warriors pick. Golden State Warriors only if 11 through 30. Okay, that's where that pick stands now. Top 10 protected. Holy cow, we've got a lot of news here. Welcome everyone to the stream. Strife, thanks for the 5 says what might happen to KD? Chance to still get traded or staying in Phoenix? I don't know yet. Very likely could still get rerouted somewhere. To even Miami, maybe. There's a possibility here. We're going back over to Twitter. If it doesn't convey this season, it likely will. It turns into a top 10 protected. So this also, wow, this has significant ramifications for Golden State because of that. I need to tweet this. The protections on this deal are very significant. Warriors now cannot trade their 2026 or 2027 firsts because of the Stepien rule and backup protections. So this limits Golden State quite a bit trade-wise over the next 24 months, which I think is very important. Updated trade summary. So here's where this is looking now. Okay, this is the updated summary right now. I'm going to repost this so you guys can see it on my Twitter. Updated trade summary. Warriors get Jimmy Butler. Heat get Andrew Wiggins. PJ Tucker, first-round pick. Pistons get Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, second-round pick. Jazz get Dennis Schroeder. Raptors get Kyle Anderson. I would have really liked for the Pistons to get Dennis Schroeder in this, honestly. I don't know why that wasn't a way that Detroit went. But wow. Huge 5-team trade. Thank you, Boston, for taking me in this. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. 3,500 people watching live. Really do appreciate you guys a ton. You guys have been absolutely awesome. So thank you all so much for your continued support. And obviously the trades here have been absolutely insane. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. 3,500 people watching live. Again, Jimmy Butler. Finally, the saga is over. Jimmy Butler has been traded. He lands in Golden State with the Warriors in what is ultimately a huge deal, a huge trade. And one that changes things up a lot. According to sources close with the Bulls organization, a package of GP2, Looney, and a couple second-round picks would be something that the team would take for Vucevic. Warriors might add Vuce to Butler in GSW. So Bay Area might be getting a good collection of assets here. Why protect the pick? I just don't understand why teams do this. Made no sense when the Kings did it either. Only if this season ends horribly and somehow they move up in the lottery. Must be figuring that the pick conveys and they will regain flexibility in June. Because if the pick does convey them, they get their flexibility back. So that's kind of the idea behind it, and it protects them in case it doesn't. So this is definitely important news. I don't know Ray very well. I don't know what his sources are, but Vuce would be a very, very strong part of this. Another player headed to Miami in this deal via Utah, PJ Tucker. Tucker and the Heat reunite. Obviously played with Miami before. Welcome everyone to the stream. Glad to have you guys all in here. What did the Pistons do? They got a second-round pick for a contract. I want to see how the voting's looking over here. A lot of votes coming in, and a lot of them are going in toward B, C, or F. Not a lot of love here for the for Jimmy Butler's contract, but it is an important contract, one that probably helped land him in Golden State. Without that contract, he probably isn't there. The Warriors might be a significantly improved team. Kyle Anderson to Detroit or Raptors? Toronto. Kyle Anderson, I think a very solid player, could definitely help Toronto in a few different ways. We don't even know what salary is leaving Toronto quite yet. Again, we're waiting for the overall trade. What is the trade looking like right now? So we don't know what salary is leaving Toronto. We're still waiting for salary from Toronto, and we're waiting for details on the second round pick. This is important news. This is very important news. The Warriors have now limited their trade flexibility a ton. Here's Clemente Almanza. Nobody warming up for the Suns on their side of the court right now. Pretty rare sight to see this late in pregame. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? What is going on in the NBA? This is an insane day in the NBA. I don't really understand what is happening. It says Detroit on this post from Chris Haynes. Kyle Anderson to Detroit. So we have conflicting reports here. We have conflicting reports on who's going where. Here we have people thinking the Raptors are getting Kyle Anderson. The salaries, I think the Pistons could take Kyle Anderson's contract with Lindy Waters and Richardson, I'm pretty sure. It would at least be really close. I think that's $13.9 million. So I think Detroit, it could be Detroit. I don't know what's going on right now. I have no idea what is happening in the NBA right now. Steve Kerr walked out of the locker room with his head down after speaking to the team. Per Oumyung Masuk. I'm going to go back over to Oumyung Masuk and grab this here. After Wiggins came off court following his warm-up, an assistant coach, security, Steph Curry dapped him up on his way back to the locker room. And in the locker room, a couple of players walked up over to Wiggins to shake hands with him in the locker room shortly after locker room closed. I think Wiggins is going to be really valuable in Miami. I think they're going to maximize him in a big way here. According to Michael Grange, Anderson is not coming to Toronto as part of this deal. Things are fluid. Oh my God, we might be getting a 7-team trade. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is going insane. We'll see what happens. Detroit could still take in Kyle Anderson. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. What a crazy turn of events. Again, I'm going to give my grades once this is all figured out. This might turn into a 6 or 7 team deal yet, honestly, at this point in time. We do not know. The Raptors involved, obviously. Totally Compton says this is the best trade deadline ever. We're trying to figure out all the news as it comes in here. This has been an absolutely insane trade deadline. Absolutely insane trade deadline. Yep, I'm aware now that it's the 5th team. Absolutely crazy. Let me go over to Grange. If my math is correct, this is all from memory, by the way. If my math is correct, Slow-Mo plus Lindy Waters plus who was the other player they got? It was some shoot. I can't remember right now. Who was the other player Detroit might have gotten in this? Let me go back over to the profile. Josh Richardson. Okay. Still fits into Detroit's cap space. Might just be a 5-team deal. Otherwise, teams could be looking to involve others who want Slow-Mo, for example. So this could expand. This could expand into a 5 or 6 or 7-team trade from where it just currently sits right now as a 5-team trade. Again, thank you, Casey, for the tag over here. This is the biggest news, though. One of the most important parts of this whole thing. Jimmy Butler, like I've been saying all week long, wanted an extension. He got a huge extension. 2 years, $121 million. Absolutely insane. Angel says, thank you for keeping Miami relevant. JB Love always, number 22, showing some love to Jimmy Butler. Pretty big trade here. John Lewis says Minnesota needs to jump in with Julius. Some reported Miami actually wanted him and Detroit was supposed to be possible. I'm losing hope. Part of this, too, is Miami right now, you think about it, they sent out Jimmy Butler, who makes about $50 million. They sent out Josh Richardson, who makes $3 million. They sent out $53 million, and they don't have $53 million of salary coming back in. Okay, they do not have salary coming back in. This is insane. I don't know how people are not seeing my live. Hopefully people are able to tune in. But this is one of the most important things. Also, Heat have currently coming in Wiggins and Tucker, which is roughly 37-ish million dollars, and have Butler and Richardson going out, which is roughly, there's a lot of details missing right now. This is not being reported very cleanly, obviously, and this is, I think the teams don't even know what the hell's going on, which is roughly $52+ million. We're missing some key details and salaries here for sure. Don't have anything from Toronto's salary pool yet. Could be any of Brown, Olynyk, or Boucher, or Davion. Like, Boucher and Davion makes a lot of sense financially into this. We're missing a lot of key stuff here. Honestly, a lot of stuff that we don't know where anything's going right now at all. We're missing salaries in this, which is really frustrating. I'm trying to tweet this so it's less than the allotted characters. There we go. This is absolutely insane. Welcome everyone to the stream. Also, Kyle Anderson's not headed to the Pistons. Kyle Anderson to mystery Team 6. Still, this is insane, guys. Still waiting for news on which Raptors go where and where more picks end up. Heat can take almost 16 million more yet too. A lot to wait on. Holy cow. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Again, this Jimmy Butler news is very significant. We're at almost 500 likes on the live stream. Make sure to smash that like button. Oh my goodness. Jimmy Butler, absolutely crazy. I'm seeing some of those grades come in now. Appreciate you guys as well. Obviously, I'm quite behind on the comments, but you guys are all superstars. Live sports odds. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Says you think Warriors trade for Butler was an L. Again, I'm going to give my overall grades here when the deal is done. When we know everything, I don't want to give a grade and then have some key missing detail that completely changes what I'm thinking or looking at. Okay, Barnes, Scotty Siakam here keeps saying KD to the Raptors. I don't think so. I mean, that would be insane if it was. We'll see what happens, but there's a lot of salary that is missing from this deal. There's a lot of salary missing from this. We'll see what happens. Jimmy did sign an extension, 2 years, $121 million for him. What a turn of events. Welcome everyone to the stream. Reminder, I will be live all day tomorrow as well. This is the best place to be. Remember, Jimmy Butler also traded to the Warriors, and I will be live all day tomorrow for the 2025 NBA trade deadline. Here we go. Bobby Marks saying he dropped below the luxury tax and first Abram was swapping out Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins. Okay, so they're just saving money. Wow. So Team 6 is absorbing money, and Raptors are taking in some salaries too. I mean, this whole thing is confusing. We don't know where slow-mo's going. Heat prioritize flexibility over everything here. Really good news from Bobby Marks. Great reporting from him. Sham Sharania here with some more news. Miami is working through a resolution with Kyle Anderson. Toronto portion fell through. He could stay or be moved. A massive deal with many moving parts. So Toronto might not be in the deal now. Oh my goodness, what is this trade? What is this trade? Craziest trade deadline ever. Oh my gosh. Luka, Fox, KD maybe, Butler for sure. 5-team deals, new aprons, and an insane week. Holy cow. And it's not even really started yet because tomorrow is going to be crazy too. Holy cow. Appreciate you, Brady, for taking me over here. Appreciate you, Junior Moore, as well. Appreciate you, Ben1 Benson. This is absolutely crazy. League sources, as part of a 4-team deal concerning Jimmy Butler, the Utah Jazz are taking in Dennis Schroeder. They are also getting a 2031 second-round pick. Like I talked about, the Jazz are smart. They know what they're doing. They turned PJ Tucker's contract into a 2031 second-round pick. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if he reposted this. Oh, he has me blocked. I can't repost it. All right, well, we are going to just screenshot this then. Can't stop me. Do whatever I want. Let's grab this. Imagine if the Clippers just held on to PJ Tucker and waited for something. Would have Schroeder now and gotten out of PJ for free. The Clippers the Clippers screwed this up, point blank. Again, we're waiting for this resolution here. Jim Prescott saying rumor on local Phoenix talk radio. Suns looking to trade for a power forward and move Kevin Durant to the 3. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I think first, Jim, we just got to see what happens with this whole situation. We owe this man an apology after the season ends. No, we do not. This guy is crazy. We do not owe that man any apology. I do not respect Adam Silver and the way that he wants to change the NBA to soccer. No, thank you. This isn't FIFA, okay? We are the NBA. Welcome everyone to the stream. Really do appreciate you guys. Absolutely crazy stuff going on. I know the chat is absolutely flying right now. I'm trying my best to keep up. Make sure you guys are all subscribing for more content, more up-to-date news. I'm going to real quickly here. Holy cow! What a day, huh? What I'm going to do here real quick. I'm going to throw the subscriber count on the screen here for just a second. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Look at that number fly up right now. You guys are absolutely killing it. We're pushing to 31,000 already. Look at that number jump and skyrocket. Everyone hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm sure a lot of you are just here for the first time. I really do appreciate you all a ton for checking us out here at Utility Sports. Pistons beat writer saying Lindy Josh in a second to Detroit. No Kyle Anderson. Again, I'm behind on the comments, but you guys are absolutely killing it right now. I am seeing what you guys are saying. I'm just not able to put them all up on the screen as quick as I wish I could. This is insane. More teams. Give us a recap. So this is what we know right now. I'm going to go back over here. So this is not perfect. Okay, this is what I'm going to do here is quote this. Update for what we know now. In this deal, the Warriors get Jimmy Butler and extend him. Okay. The Heat get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, serious cap relief. Okay, this is a huge win for Miami so far. This is a very big win for Miami, in my opinion. The Pistons get, and they also get 2025 T10 protected first via GSW. Okay, Pistons get, oh my goodness. This is insane what we're going through right now. So Raptors are no longer in the deal. So Pistons get in this Lindy Waters, the third, Josh Richardson, some second round compensation, The Jazz get Dennis Schroeder, 2031 second, presumably via GSW, which is insane. Think about that. They got a second round pick in Schroeder for PJ Tucker. That's insane. That's honestly insane. And then the team 5, which is your mystery team right now, gets Kyle Anderson. Okay, this is what we know right now. And maybe something else. So this is insane. We don't have any idea what's going on. We don't really know, but this is the update on what we know right now. Again, we're trying to stay up to date. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder is playing all over the place. That is a hilarious post. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane what we've got going on right now. But this is, again, what we know right now. Warriors, Jimmy Butler, they extend him. Heat get Wiggins, PJ Tucker, 2025 first top 10 protected via GSW. Pistons get Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, and some second-round draft compensation. The Jazz get Dennis Schroeder in a 2031 second, presumably from Golden State. And Team 5 gets Kyle Anderson, what has been a crazy deal. Just absolutely crazy. Everyone, make sure to hit that like button. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a crazy, crazy trade deadline live stream. We were supposed to have just a chill, laid-back stream, and here we are now. And Jimmy Butler is a Warrior. So, pretty crazy. This fan told the Miami Heat bench about the Jimmy Butler trade.
We robbed them. First-round pick. We got Kyle Anderson, Dennis Schroeder, and Andrew Wiggins. We robbed them. First-round pick, protected.
That's actually hilarious. The guy's literally sitting there telling the players what the deal was. He's not even right, too, so the players are all going to be confused now. That's actually hilarious. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This is absolutely insane. Again, this right here, Dennis Schroeder is doing the absolute craziest stuff right now. Appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you are enjoying the stream so far. Lots of insane stuff going on in the NBA right now. Dennis Schroeder is doing the rainbow jersey challenge right now. But we don't know. We're still waiting for the 5th team. This deal, the scary thing is here, the deal here is possibly following through, depending on what happens with this 5th team. I'm going to quote that right now. The amount of fear right now for Miami and Golden State has to be immense. Probably working like hell to find some spot for slow-mo. Worst case, Miami can decide to take him in so the deal doesn't collapse, but the Heat clearly want the cap flexibility. Whew, crazy day, man. This has been a crazy, crazy day. Wow. A lot of crazy stuff. So Underdog NBA here. Lineup, Jazz will start Collier, Clarkson. Oh my, okay. No Sexton in the starting lineup. Let's see what people are saying here in the comments. Where's Dennis? I mean, I don't know, man. This is actually crazy. Golden State Warriors Miami trade is complete. Miami is still working towards a trade with Kyle Anderson. Toronto trade fell through. Anderson could stay or be moved. Yeah, that's what I just said. Basically, I think one thing I'm going to say here too. Welcome everyone to the stream if you're brand new. I also think that worst case, Miami could send a couple 2s to Toronto with slow-mo for Boucher. Not sure what the original plan was, though. Toronto making this all crazy. Honestly, what a day, huh? What a day. Welcome everyone to the stream. Appreciate you guys a ton. This is insane. What a day. But again, the biggest thing here, Jimmy Butler is a Golden State Warrior. Andrew Wiggins is a Miami Heat. PJ Tucker, 2025 top 10 protected first, as well, goes to Miami. With where we're at right now, depending on what else happens in this deal, I do feel comfortable giving my trade grades on this. Trade, I'm going to put early trade grades. I'm going to say subject to change. Subject to change. Warriors, I'm going to give a C minus. Just don't really. I'm going to say C plus. I'm going to give them. No, B minus. I don't know. C minus was insanely harsh. Heat get an A plus. The Jazz get an A plus plus plus, and the Team 4 Pistons B. I'm going to say B here. So for Golden State, Jimmy is easily their second best player now. However, the depth will be questioned, and the asset management leaves Golden State somewhat vulnerable. Would have really loved a lottery protection instead of top 10 T10 protection on the 25 pick. With where Golden State's at right now, I would have wanted a lottery protection on that, but I don't know. We'll see. Absolute home run here for Miami. Absolute home run for the Heat. Traded a diva headache problem that was never going to play for them again, and landed a good starting caliber forward in Wiggins, a first and significant cap relief both this year to dip below the apron and tax, and also going into future off seasons. This is a huge win for Miami. A huge win. Jazz turned PJ Tucker into Dennis Schroeder and a far out future too. Need I say more? The Jazz's overall management's been great. Cap space really didn't produce much. Kind of disappointing, but nonetheless, the Pistons found shooting and didn't give up anything other than salary space. So honestly, like, maybe the Pistons grade could have even been higher, but I'm okay with the B. Here we go. As many could guess, Kevin Durant is staying with the Suns past the trade deadline. League sources confirmed at Clutch Points. KD staying in Phoenix, it sounds like. Obviously, we still have time before the trade deadline, but that is where we're at right now. Let's see what Anthony Slater here is saying. Warrior starters tonight in Utah post-trade. Okay, very interesting news. Again, here were my trade grades. Yeah, Jimmy did fantastic. Jimmy did a great job. I think the Clippers really sold out of this whole thing. They could have had this situation for themselves. Dennis Schroeder would have been a perfect solution for them too. Here's my early trade grades though. Warriors B-, Heat A+, Jazz A+++++++. and the Pistons a B. I think this is a great trade for Miami. Really set themselves up well. Jazz walk out with a better player than they gave up, and now they'll have Schroeder going forward to trade later. And they get a far out future too. Like, this is good. This is great asset management from Utah. This is not good asset management from Golden State, in my opinion. They gave up ultimately at least 2 picks, one being a second, one being a first this year in this trade with Miami. So the Heat kind of reset the roster a bit here. Ainge has been on a generational run. Ainge, this deadline, gets Hood-Scifino for free and 2 seconds. This is what Ainge has done here. This is insane. Trades Patty Mills and Eubanks for PJ Tucker and a second. Gets Hood-Scifino for free and 2 seconds. Trades PJ Tucker for Dennis Schroeder and a second. Literally doing a YouTube, turning $1 into $1,000 challenge. Like, honestly, he's just getting free stuff all over the place because he's just taking in salaries. Some reports say Kerr was visibly disgruntled coming out of the locker room after the trade. Again, I don't love this for Golden State. I think it's an okay trade. I don't think it's like the worst thing ever. And James here saying Beal gave the middle finger to the Suns. He did. And I said this was a real possibility. If you go back to my trade deadline predictions, I said that Beal won't waive his no trade clause. And I said that the Heat would trade Jimmy Butler, which indicated there's going to be a new team. It wouldn't be Miami. And ultimately, or it wouldn't be Phoenix, excuse me, and it has. Craig says to like the stream. You guys heard that. Make sure to smash that like button. Again, the comments I'm a little bit behind on, but I appreciate you guys all a ton for all your support. L, thank you for the $2 super chat. Is there any Mavs moves or rumors? Obviously, the Mavericks, I think, would be interested in landing Kevin Durant, but nothing here coming through. Wow, okay. 2-year, $20 million contract extension. Lonzo extends with Chicago for a little bit less. If you guys have been watching, then you'll know exactly that this is what I was saying contractually wise, what he would be worth for a little bit less than the non-taxpayer mid-level exception, like we talked about this week on the streams. However, in terms of value, Chicago must not have gotten the value via trade. Now keep him and could deal him later if applicable. It's interesting. So this does cut into their 2026 offseason space a bit too. So I think that's important to note. Brandon Ingram was seen headed back into the locker room with Denver in Denver with security. According to Tyler A. Gates, we could have a Brandon Ingram deal coming to fruition here right now, which would be insane. So Brandon Ingram. Okay. Wow. This is, we have a lot of stuff going on right now. Obviously this, the world is kind of crumbling around us, as we speak. So this is utterly insane. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Make sure to leave a like. Remember now, Jimmy Butler not only is a Golden State Warrior, but is also extended with the Warriors for 2 years. What a crazy turn of events here. Is Brandon Ingram potentially on the move as well? That is what we have to find out. Of course, Atlanta could be a landing spot for the former All-Star wing, but the Raptors are potentially a team too. And you have to wonder, why did the deal fall apart? What happened here with Toronto? Why is the deal not done here? There's obviously a bevy of possibilities as to why, but the Toronto Raptors could be an interesting landing spot. They have the salaries to make it work. If a deal does come to fruition, it would not be the most shocking thing either. So We're keeping our eyes on all of that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Again, leave a like if you are. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. You guys are all absolutely killing it. Smoke God here says, I don't know how Jimmy's going to handle Draymond's BS. It's going to be crazy. Joey's crazy. This is a crazy comment. This is a crazy comment. Absolutely insane. We have a lot of stuff going on. Bulls officials and Clutch Sports. We're going to go back over to Shams here. Again, I'm trying my best to keep on top of all the news. A lot of stuff going down. We're trying to figure out everything that is possibly happening. Bulls officials and Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul finalized the new deal tonight for Lonzo Ball. Several trade suitors emerged for Lonzo in recent days, but he and the Bulls have now reached a deal that keeps him in Chicago through 2026-2027. After 2 years away from the game, Ball has made a successful, productive return this season, which is very good. I'm very happy for Bradley Beal specifically with this situation. Schroeder and salary for Ingram. Danny is Magic. Don't know if it's fit for the Jazz, but possible, says B-Max. Let's see what Casey here is taking me in. Okay, yep. Thanks, Casey. Again, a lot of crazy stuff going on. We'll see where he goes, but a lot of insane stuff. Sham said Toronto gets Kyle Anderson, but that's not what's happening ultimately. The turn of events here has a lot of stuff going crazy. So, Enigmatical here says C+ for the Warriors because of that disgusting extension. That's what I also don't love. I do not love the extension. Average YouTuber here says, what players should the Mavs be targeting in the next 12 hours? Hopefully good trades. Okay, so let's go over here to Shams. Says Miami is keeping Kyle Anderson for now, sources said. So Wiggins, Tucker, and Anderson are in Miami along with the Warriors protected first rounder. Important to note here, Miami still has until the deadline tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, to reroute Kyle Anderson. May or may not happen. But obviously that is the key news here as well. So a lot of crazy stuff going on. Pieces moving all over the bit. TL here says Miami's keeping Kyle Anderson. Thank you, TL, for tagging me. NBA is crazy tonight. Appreciate you guys. So here's the updated news. Miami is keeping Kyle Anderson overall. So again, this doesn't really change my grade too much. I like Kyle Anderson as a player. Steven, I have mods, but they can't. I mean, the chat is flying so fast. We're trying our best here. Andrew Wiggins says, can't wait see Heat uniform. Huge. Can't wait to see Andrew Wiggins in a Heat uniform. Huge fan since the Minnesota days, but still fan now. Dustin, appreciate you. Thanks for being a member here on the channel. Future, thank you for the 2. Says, are you streaming tomorrow before the deadline? Yes, a great question here. I will be streaming all day tomorrow as well. So like it says here at the bottom of the screen, live tomorrow for the 2025 NBA trade deadline. I will be live all day long. Thanks again for the super chats, guys. Lonzo Ball does stay. A lot of crazy stuff going on here now. We'll see if something happens with Brandon Ingram between now and then. But again, the big news here is the 5-team trade. Jimmy Butler to Golden State. Kind of an update here again for you. Right now, Kyle Anderson is going to stay with Miami, okay? But the Warriors get Jimmy Butler and extend him. Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, PJ Tucker, a 2025 protected first-round pick. Pistons get Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, some second-round compensation. Jazz get Dennis Schroeder, 2031 second-round pick as well. So Jazz, I think, walked out really, really happily with that overall trade. 5-team trade in the NBA is insane. Absolutely crazy what we've got going on here. Yeah, Ainge. Oh yeah, Ainge also got the Suns 2031 pick. So yeah, absolutely crazy stuff. Great news for Golden State is the extension significantly raises the return value. Butler's extension and ducking under the first apron are all valuable positives for the Warriors in this deal. So this is just wrong. Warriors were already below the apron and hard capped at the first apron. So this is not accurate reporting here. They couldn't exceed the apron in any deal, which is why the salaries that were traded were sent out. The extension places. This is here's a thing. Let me find this for next year quick. 2025-26 NBA player contracts. I want to see where that places him salary-wise. This is not good. Jimmy Butler's going to be a top 5 paid player, which is insane. Welcome, everyone, to the stream. Really do appreciate you guys. A lot of insane stuff going on. Obviously, chat is flying by. You guys are doing an absolutely awesome job. Appreciate you guys all in here now. Rams fan says, think Beal will start now. I don't know, honestly. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. We'll see what actually comes to fruition. But I think one of the most important things, the Warriors were at a spot where they, like, this is kind of what they had to do, but it's not like that's a big situation there, and one that is really important to know is that any deal like this, the Warriors could not take in excess salary. They were $330,000 away from the apron. Take Live here. Appreciate you, my man. Says, do you think Kispert gets dealt, and which disgruntled star would be your surprise gets traded before the deadline? I don't think Durant will get traded now at this point. Ingram maybe, and then Zion could be like the big surprise. If he got traded, it would be crazy. It'd be absolutely crazy. Fib says, take a breath and relax for a sec. Everyone have a good time, all right? No one, the chat's supposed to be fun, okay? Enjoy being with each other and having a fun time in here. Obviously, reacting to trades. Again, appreciate you, my man. Thank you for the 5. We'll see what happens here, but the NBA is going crazy today. Kyle Anderson back to the Wolves would be obviously very fun, but I'm not sure if a deal there actually makes sense. Maybe something with Mike Conley. But that would be obviously very complicated. So NBA is going crazy today. Funny username says that need this Vooch trade to hit like right now. We'll see what happens. They already sent out so many pieces though, and it's going to be hard to get to that $20 million mark. So CR7, please don't spam. I'm going to put you in timeout. Sorry, guys. Trying to take care of them. I have moderated, but I'm not sure. I don't think they were really expecting a trade at 9 p.m. at night. So that might be why. Brian K says, W Bulls, hopefully we can trade Lonzo for actual value next deadline. Yeah, I think that's kind of what this positions the Bulls to do. A significantly smaller contract, I think, is a very good deal for them long term, honestly. In both trade flexibility and just fair pay for his performance, production, all that. Tanner says, really don't like the fit for Butler at Golden State. I know they were star hunting, but really didn't want it to be Jimmy. So I think Jimmy on the court fits. He's a two-way player and obviously gives them that mid-range element, something they haven't had for a while at a very consistent rate. He gets to the free throw line a good amount, and he obviously can defend. The issue is that all worth it at $60 million a year next 2 years? I don't think so. Buzzer Beater says, throw me a wrench. I might have to, honestly, Buzzer Beater. We have to take care of some of these comments. Hamza says, any Houston Rockets news? I'm all the way from Tunisia. Well, first of all, appreciate you being in here. No Rockets news yet, but I think they will be a fascinating team to watch. I would love them as a Kyle Anderson team, by the way. I think they would be a really fun Kyle Anderson team, but doesn't look like they're in on him now. Obviously, Slomo's a non-shooter, so that doesn't solve one of their issues, but he can guard and play make. So, about Brad said, if I was a billionaire, I would waive Beal and move on with my life. Well, waiving him doesn't open up your cap sheet, unfortunately. So, Jimmy McGill says, I'm surprised you're not grumpy being so sleep deprived. I'm happy. How could I be mad? I'm talking about the NBA. So, I've been live for 2.5 hours. My voice is about to die. John here says, Lakers not hopping in. Does that mean that they're not all in for Kessler or Jakob? So I don't think that they're in for those two guys. I think they're going to make a deal with Brooklyn. I think the Nets are the team to watch tomorrow. Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, two really great players. They don't have to trade, but if they do, they will be huge deals. Really important deals. Buzzer Beater says, these 8-hour-plus streams have earned you a new subscriber. Appreciate you, Buzzer Beater. Let's go back over now and check out how we're doing subscription-wise. Everyone hit that subscription button right now. It shows me a ton of support. We are inching toward 31,000 subscribers, which would be absolutely insane. Again, the goal for tomorrow was to hit 30,000. So you guys have absolutely obliterated that goal. And you guys are doing a really tremendous job. Now, if you want to see some really good content that isn't on YouTube, if you're looking for some written content, I've got the perfect place for you right here. The Utility Sports Substack right here on the Substack. This is the best place to be. Over here, big names at the 2025 NBA trade deadline. Aaron Wiggins, 3 reasons why the LA Clippers are dark horse contenders. A lot of different writing over here. So I'm going to share the link for this in the comment section. I want you all to go and hit up the Substack. Okay, go check it out. This is the place to be. Again, let me show off the Substack one more time. Here it is. This is the place to be. So Substack link is right here. I want everyone to go support the channel. The best way to do that, go be a free subscriber over there. It's again, costs you completely nothing. You don't have to put your credit card in, anything crazy like that. Just go hit that free subscription button. Put your email in so you get updated when I post articles. That's a great place for you to be. Here's some roster info for Miami, which we'll go show now. But everyone go hit that free subscription button over there on the situation. Now, also, thank you. I see a couple people putting it in now too, so I appreciate you guys a ton. Let's go over to Bobby Marks here, who has some news. We're going to continue covering this. Again, what a day. What a situation here. Bobby Marks. Let's see what he's got to say. Roster cap info here for Miami. Andrew Wiggins, 26 million, 28 million, 30 million player option in that final year. PJ Tucker, 11.5 million, unrestricted free agent. Kyle Anderson, 3 years on his deal, above the luxury tax by 8 million, above the first apron by 3.1. So if you're curious why the Kyle Anderson bit is a real big problem here, great work again here, Bobby. Will be interesting to see if the Heat find a destination to dump Slow-Mo. Because if they do that, they get not only out of the first apron, but they'll also get out of the luxury tax, which would be pretty significant this season. Now, I do think Kyle Anderson's a good player. I think in some ways he could help Miami, but very possibly he could be on the move. Funny enough, Kyle Anderson's a New York Jets fan, by the way. Me and him have that in common. I got to know him pretty well last year when I was covering the Timberwolves. He's a really nice guy, Kyle Anderson is. So hopefully he lands in a good spot. Minnesota may make a move tomorrow. Robert Lamison wants to know if KD would go back to Oklahoma City. No, I don't think so. Solid J. Ken says, you can mod me up, Sheldon. I'll clean up the chat. I'm trying my best to watch it now, so hopefully it's a little bit better too. But Drew says Jimmy just can't jump as high as Andrew. Wiggins is obviously an athletic monster. I think back to his 2022 dunk in the Western Conference Finals all the time. Oh my goodness, the one where he dunked on Luka. That dunk traumatized me. I'm not gonna lie. Poyers, thanks for the follow. Thank you, Jeff Tan, for the follow. Accuracy, appreciate all of you guys over here for the follows over on Twitter. You guys are absolutely awesome. I appreciate you guys a ton. So Hopefully you guys all are enjoying the content today. Obviously, today's been an insane day. Live earlier for over 8 hours. Now live again. King JB says, you think KD to the Mavs is a possibility? If Kevin Durant gets traded, it will be to the Mavericks at this point in time. I would feel very comfortable in saying that. The question is, will that actual trade come to fruition or not? I don't know. Right now, I would probably bet against it. Citizen here says, what's over-under numbers of games Green Butler stay on the court without getting thrown out of the game? I don't know. I have no idea. That's a great question, though. Future, thank you for the 2. Says, hockey fan, but you're into a sub, brother. Nice work. Appreciate you, Future. Glad to have you in here. Carter, we do not know whose second-round pick Detroit got yet. My guess is it probably came from Golden State. If we go over to our draft pick tracker, we can maybe do our best to guess. So we're still waiting for some news and some information on stuff. But when it comes to the Warriors, I'm pretty sure they gave up this 2031 first to Miami. We don't know yet for sure, so I'm going to leave it. And then when it comes to other second-round picks, they have this 2025 one, which is top 37 protected via Miami as well. So this pick here could potentially be on its way to Detroit. Otherwise, if we go up to the Heat, if you want to look at what pick they could potentially have given up in this, they have this least favorable of these 3 teams in 2026, or this least favorable of these 5 teams in 2027, which again, very possibly you could see either one or both of these deals being involved in an actual trade where Miami was trying to get out of salary. So Buzzer Beater here says, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Buzzer Beater. Wendell John here says, shout out to my wife watching you right now. She said, you're handsome. Well, thanks, Wendell's wife. Shout out to Wendell, I guess. Crime here says, what do you think the Blazers going to do? You saw their hot streak lately. They've been playing good. I don't think that they're going to do anything super aggressive off of that, though. Buzzer Beater telling everyone here to subscribe. Elite TV says, you think that Wiggins gets a bigger or smaller role in the Heat? Probably slightly bigger, honestly. Playing off of Hero and the way the ball moves there. Probably going to be a little bit more of a natural fit for Wiggins. Aiden here saying Lakers do something. I think they can. We'll see how it kind of materializes. Reborn says Brandon Ingram to the Hawks or Raptors sounds imminent. Again, if something actually comes to fruition here, make sure to tag me over on Twitter. Enigmatical says reports saying Hawks and Raptors are neck and neck in this trade for Ingram. For the Kings, they already went and got Valanciunas today. I think they're at a pretty good spot where they feel comfortable with their team. True Sports Live says top guys the Jazz could still trade for higher upside picks. Kessler, Collins, Sexton, and Dennis Schroeder. Would be interesting if Schroeder gets rerouted immediately here too. Dustin says, I think Wiggins fit Bam and Hero. Logan says LA makes Claxton happen at all stops. I hope so. I want Los Angeles to get Nick Claxton. I think that'd be great. Robert Kobe says, are you in Dallas? I'm not in Dallas, but I am a Dallas Mavericks fan. Dan H says, I don't know if there's much the Lakers can do right now. Might be better to wait till the off season. Here, Stanek wants to know about Pistons roster cuts. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow. They'll have a little bit of time to figure that out too. We have some Wendell in the chat. Lawrence here says all the ladies want to know if you have an OnlyFans. No, I do not. I have a beautiful, wonderful fiance though. Quality says, generally speaking, what do you think would be a realistic return the Pels could get for Ingram? A vast collection of second-round picks and a little bit of salary cap relief, possibly. Jesse says, you think Rockets or Clips have a chance at a star? Rockets do, but they're not going to take that chance yet. Clippers, no. Wrestling here says Brooklyn do something. Tomorrow might be the big day for Brooklyn. News here. Let's go back over to Twitter. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Again, a lot of work has gone into setting everything up for the stream this year. But I am having an absolute blast. A lot of fun with everything going on. Appreciate you guys a bunch. Tyler, thank you again for tagging me and stuff. Raptors and Hawks are neck and neck in their pursuit. Thank you, Tyler, for tagging me over there. Suns will likely be 500 tonight. Let's go over to we're gonna go to Chris Haynes here. Golden State sending Miami a 2025 top 10 protected first. Next year it's top 10 protected, and then unprotected the following year. Okay, so that's very important. Very important protection news on that. So it's completely unprotected a couple of years from now. So T10 prot in 26, unprot in 27. This is a really good piece of the deal for Miami. This kind of protection sequence is really, really good for them if something were to kind of come to fruition here. But wow. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Obviously today and especially today has been crazy, but this whole entire week, Lawrence, you're funny. Dan H says, I'm just saying teams will probably be wanting for too much from the Lakers. The wound is still very fresh. I mean, they can still get good stuff. The Lakers have that 2031 first and 2030 pick swap. Lester wants to know where Slow-Mo is. Slow-Mo is in Miami. He's in Miami right now, but could get moved. Brian, I've completely missed the back end of this game here. Unfortunately, between San Antonio and the Hawks, I have unfortunately not caught a single second of the second half. Basically, let's look. How many points does Okongwu have? Okongwu's got 30 points, 12 boards, 5 assists. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good stat line. Unfortunately, obviously, with the way things have gone, I've not been able to watch the second half. But Fox is up to 24 points, 13 assists in his debut. Wemby's also got 23 points, 12 boards. So, at least those two are putting up some offensive numbers together. We'll see. I'm going to have to rewatch the game tomorrow, probably after the stream, honestly, tomorrow, because I'm kind of running out of time for a whole bunch of stuff here. But really do appreciate you guys a ton. Again, subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. Obviously, the Jimmy Butler trade was absolutely crazy. A lot of insane stuff going on. But hopefully you guys feel like you enjoyed the overall coverage today. Today has been probably the craziest day for one of these trade deadline live streams in a while. So, and I was live when James Harden got traded for Ben Simmons. That was one of those days. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened, a lot of crazy moves, a lot of crazy trades. But I do appreciate you guys a ton. Obviously, a lot of insane stuff going on. Hopefully, you guys all are enjoying the stream. It's Frassman here says, I hope Phoenix trades KD to Dallas. That would be insane if they did. It would be insane. Elijah says, how many trades are you predicting tomorrow? My number earlier was 17.5, my over-under. I'm going to lower that to 16.5 now with the Jimmy Butler trade done. I'm going to lower that to 16.5. Honestly, I should maybe lower it more because there's like 4 teams involved. But I'm gonna keep it at 16.5. I think we could see a variety of different stuff within the next 16 hours or so. 17 hours. So remember, Miami still has until the deadline tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time, to reroute Kyle Anderson. May or may not happen. So, Clippers. This was really mishandled by the Clippers. Again, I don't understand why the Clippers traded PJ Tucker when they did. And I don't think Drew Eubanks was good at all for them. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Wrestling here says if OKC doesn't go get Cam Johnson, they're playing with fire. They obviously the team out west, but you got a bunch of teams now with star pairings with lots of playoff experience. I mean, their window isn't just this season though. People will be disappointed if they come up short. People will say Spurs win, by the way, tonight in De'Aaron Fox's debut. Game just ended. People will be disappointed if the Thunder don't win it all this year or come out of the West, whatever. But that's the situation. Steven says this guy's a tweeting warrior. I mean, yeah, the Twitter's where you got to have the information and keep everything up to date. So, he ended up delete. Yeah, okay, I figured because he was not correct in his reporting there. So, the NBA is going crazy today. The NBA is going insane. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to look for Ingram. Is there any news on Brandon Ingram? God. This is insane, by the way, this kind of philosophy. Man, I'm just kind of out on the whole Brandon Ingram situation right now, honestly. I don't think whatever team gets Brandon Ingram, do you think there's any chance they win the finals in the next 5 years? Eugene here says, I know you did the trade earlier today, but how would Dallas even get KD again? Let's go take a quick look at that right now. Again, appreciate you guys a ton. A lot of crazy stuff going on around the league, obviously, but we are keeping our eyes on everything that you need to know. Again, if a trade between Dallas and Phoenix were to materialize in the wee hours of the night here, or the early hours of the morning, and Dallas might be the team crazy enough to push for it if they're trying to win right now, it would be Durant to Dallas for Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and then there's a few ways salary-wise to get in the ballpark here, but the issue is they're an over-the-cap apron team, and we got to send out at least $19 million. So when it comes down to getting a deal here, like, it's pretty difficult to get to the money unless you're going to include Daniel Gafford, and then maybe Najee Marshall would have to be involved as well. Otherwise, you could get a team like Utah who continues to be a facilitator of trades in this kind of deal. They could be someone that would be willing to eat a contract like Dwight Powell's, for example. In this example, they would be, the destination for that, right? And then you also have to send out some other salary. Again, the issue here is you're running into significant flaws payroll-wise, in terms of how much money is going out, how much money is coming in. They're going to have to prorate a couple of players, like you're trading 5 guys. Otherwise, you could just go Najee Marshall to some other team. Like I could see a team like the Clippers, for example, being okay with being interested in Najee Marshall, try and get some value here for Najee Marshall. But you're really going to need some 3-team involvement ultimately in whatever deal ends up coming to reality here. Terrence Mann this time to Phoenix, something like that. And we would, of course, so that doesn't work financially though because of that. So we'd have to figure out some other pieces like Bones Highland in to Phoenix, and then we would send Kobe Brown to the Mavericks. So some deal like this would roughly be able to work financially. This is, again, 5 players, though. So you're then immediately going, well, how does this work? And then you got picks, right? This would be the kind of rough framework for a trade here. So something like this. Now you'd obviously argue like Clippers should give up picks. They're really not picks in it. I just have this pick to kind of represent the idea of draft picks. So Jason says Golden State's so depressed after the trade that they're already down 12 to one of the worst teams in the league. I mean, the hard thing is when you make a trade in the middle of the season, you have a game, so your players aren't playing. You guys you just traded, and your other dudes are getting on a flight. So I personally wouldn't hold it against OKC if they didn't make it to the finals. They're still so young. Exactly. That's kind of the my point here too. I just think being patient is best. Can you show us the Suns and Lakers trade? I don't think the Suns can get Kevin Durant, or the Lakers can get Kevin Durant. I just don't think it'll happen. But Ingram will be the perfect piece to continue the tank for the Raptors. I mean, that's the thing is like Brandon Ingram's going to score 23, 24 points a game, but he's not going to help you win games. So, there's going to be like pretty significant pushback from some people about this. I guarantee you there's going to be some real push. Again, everything a team should do should be about winning. Yes, Conqueror, I can do that. Let me go. Let me go back to my notifications so that way you guys, here is again a kind of overall look at the trade. This is NBA Centel, which is quite funny. So could get salary dumped in the next 17 hours. This is the overall deal, basically. Chris Haynes here saying Jimmy Butler, the newest member of the Golden State Warriors, will wear number 10. New number, new Jimmy. Definitely won't end toxic in Golden State, right? It never ends toxic anywhere Jimmy Butler's been. It never does. Not Minnesota, not Philly, not Miami. Heck, not even Chicago. I think there's a lot of problems here with the way that some of these things are built, but appreciate you guys a ton. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. I am going to be wrapping it up here. Now I've been live for almost 3 hours again today, so 11 hours of streaming all in one day. But what a crazy day. What a crazy day. Appreciate you guys a ton. Jesse, we'll talk about this tomorrow, a Kevin Durant trade, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you guys are curious, I will be live tomorrow for the 2025 NBA trade deadline. So this is the best place to be. This is where you're going to get all of the information, all of the news, everything you need to know on the channel. This is the place to be. Let's check how we're doing subscription-wise. How many subscribers are we at now? Look at the number grow. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the support. So goal is to, for sure, eclipse 31,000 subscribers tomorrow and maybe even push for 32,000, 33,000 if things go really well. Appreciate you guys a ton. Mike, I will show a quick Lakers Claxton trade just because I do want to make sure you guys know. We're going to talk more about Kevin Durant tomorrow, what could possibly happen with him. Obviously, craziness around the NBA tonight. A lot of insane stuff. But let's get the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers here. In this deal, we have something like Claxton and in return, Hachimura's contract, as well as in this deal, Gabe Vincent's contract. And with this, we will send this pick unprotected, the second rounder, and this 2031 first, and then maybe even this swap option. Although with that, maybe we don't have to send this second round pick. So something like this, one first, one swap option in 2030. For Claxton, Nets get Hachimura and Gabe Vincent. I think overall a very, very good deal, all things together. Curry did not ask for a trade, 39 stacks. You got Centel. That was NBA Centel. So not the actual news there. Brandon's watching the Pistons game. Appreciate you guys a ton. I respect Jimmy for using every ounce of leverage he has. He's good at it. He's the best in the league at that. De'Aaron Fox, very good debut from him tonight. Appreciate you guys all a ton. The fact that the Bucks Wizards are waiting to process the deal due to both teams wanting to add to the deal is interesting. I mean, we'll see what happens for sure. Jason says, "Go stream, dude. Appreciate you guys. A lot of W's. Let's get some W's in the chat. Everyone throw some W's in there right now, just like Jesse did here. Jesse, appreciate you. Don't worry, Jesse. I'll get to some of those Rockets Durant trades tomorrow, okay? I guarantee it. I promise it. Norin says, thanks. Appreciate you guys a ton. Wupo says, I'll never agree with not trying to improve the roster with a guy like Ingram. Picking top 5 several years in a row only works on 2K. It never got a chip in real life. I mean, there's not a lot of examples of trading for a somewhat heliocentric mid-range scorer working either who's been injury prone. You're not going to win a championship that way. So, again, I'm not saying that I'm not saying the Hawks should be picking top 5 either. I'm not saying that they should completely tear down. I'm saying they should get a player who fits better like Cam Johnson. That's what I'm saying. Wupo. Michael here says, go get some good sleep, man. Thanks for streaming all day. Of course. Appreciate you guys. You guys are all legends. Over 11 hours of streams today. So I'm pretty exhausted, but been an absolute crazy day. Beal looks happy right now on TV. I'm sure he is. He knows he's staying in Phoenix, but he should be sleeping good anyway. He has no trade clause. He knew he was staying the whole entire time. Love to see the W's flying in. Emil wants to know what now for the Suns. No idea. Probably a Yusuf Nurkic trade tomorrow, if I had to guess. They have draft capital to attach to him. We'll see. One thing I do want to tweet out. Almost certainly the Suns use some of the draft capital they got from Utah for their 2031 first. Otherwise, that deal with the Jazz is rough. Yeah, this is really, really scary for Phoenix possibly. Appreciate you guys a ton. Carter says I'm going to miss the trade when this Raptors game ends. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if something happens. I'll record right now. I'll record right away. I'll go live. Okay. I appreciate you guys a ton. Everyone smash that like button if you haven't already. I'm going to check the likes on the stream here real quick. You guys have been absolutely awesome all day today. Thank you all so much. We're almost at 800 likes, 745 right now. Everyone smash that like button on the way out. Appreciate you guys a ton. JK Memes here says, Suns blow it up and trade Booker. Could you imagine? As soon as I stop being live tonight, that's what will happen. I appreciate you a ton. Everyone take it easy. I'm going to go get some rest, try and rest my voice so that I'm good all day tomorrow. Remember, biggest thing is I'm going to be live tomorrow for the NBA trade deadline. The day is here finally. One more sleep until the big day. So I hope to see you guys all bright and early in the morning. And we will. Yeah, let's pull up the subscriber numbers one more time too. Appreciate you, boss. You're an absolute legend and beast. Let's go over here now quick. We are quickly growing. So obviously a lot of fun stuff going on. Sham Sharania confirming live that Durant is remaining in Phoenix is what the sound of it is. Appreciate you guys all a ton. Mike here, thank you for the 10. Says thanks for the coverage and spreadsheets, bruv. Of course, appreciate you a ton, Mike. Let's get some W's in the chat for Mike before you guys all head out. Mike deserves some love here. Appreciate you, Mike, a lot. Thank you a ton for the 10. The super chats go a long way in supporting the channel here. So huge thank you to you, my man. Let's get some W's for Mike in here. Wupo says W streamer, W dono. And Fibs here throwing in some W's too. Appreciate you guys. I didn't say anything about Booker. Yeah, I think Booker will be safe for now. Appreciate you guys again. Don't forget, I'm going to be live tomorrow on the channel. Be there or be square. I know you guys are going to be there. You guys are absolute legends. Appreciate you guys a ton. Everyone hang out here with me tomorrow. Again, I'm going to start live very early in the morning. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. I'm also going to tweet when I go live, so stay tuned for that. Thanks, everyone, and I'll catch you in the very next Utility Sports video.